Pee in a bottle.
Yeah, god damn it.
Alright, so when are we live?
So I'm putting in the chat right now that the podcast is now live.
Oh, damn.
There it is. Hey, hello everyone. It's live now. I'm talking. Yeah.
The podcast is now live, everyone.
Oh, damn.
Hell yeah.
Let's see who's here.
Yeah, we'll just do that for later. Podcast time, baby.
We already got 3 people here. Nice. Alright, so we already got 3 people here. Nice. Okay, who's playing the video in the background, please?
Who's got an echo?
That's me, my bad.
Alright, hello everyone. Actually, wait, no, shit, let's wait for a few more people to show up.
Yeah. Oh, Zach, one more thing.
What? Fuck you, motherfucker.
How did you finish today, huh? 4 straight top 5s. 4 straight top 5s.
4 straight times lucky. 4 straight times lucky.
top 5s.
He literally is only top 5 because Truex ran out of fuel. That's literally
Let's say for the podcast. I should have waited till it started.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's a racist statement.
The only reason he was top 5 in this race is because Truex ran out of fuel.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Eric is legitimizing himself to be a contender again.
5. I'm sorry.
Alright, I'm ready.
Why is there still only 3 people here? Hello, people. Pocono's over.
We're watching.
Maybe they're busy watching the NASCAR Heat Pro League garbage.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding about that gay shit.
Imagine
Yeah,
watching
I have it on its background. Oh, Dover.
There are only 2 people in here. Are you kidding me?
We're even sponsored
Come on,
by
people.
Pringles.
We're fun.
We're even sponsored by Dr. Pepper. I know that's a bit off for my standards, but you know what?
We're
All
even
sodas are
sponsored
good.
by Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
This is sponsored by Dish Network.
Well, you got a fire suit on.
And fucking
This
hot.
Yeah, this guy have a card.
Garbage
Man.
water.
Come on.
This is sponsored by Alex Bowman because unlike Clint Boyer, he actually has talent.
This is sponsored by Eric Almirola. 4 straight top 5s. Eat shit.
This is sponsored by Alex Bowman. He's still ahead of you in points.
This is sponsored by Alex Bowman. Fuck you, Clint Boyer.
That's right. That's right.
We're sponsored by fucking
Alright.
Slim Jim.
We got 4 people in the chat right now.
This is sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Those of you who are here, tell people it's live. Like, this is a joke. Come on. Come
This
on,
is the
man.
greatest episode of the podcast ever. If you guys aren't in here,
I like your
you're gonna
post.
miss out.
We got a jam-packed episode. Y'all don't want to miss this. And we got some pissed off people in here and some hype people in here.
Why do you even want to be watching the Heat Pro League race right now? Like, actually, the cars don't look good. If you could go play Heat 4, and it's just stupid.
I'm about to
Like,
make a
come on,
post right now.
we actually know you guys and care about y'all. And most of
We're
these
trying to
guys,
bring
You need to, Jared, make the post. Y'all come watch the NASCAR Amino podcast, you bunch of hot dogs. I don't know why, you just gotta do
We're
it.
gonna start at
Yeah,
9:05.
too.
People are starting to come in now.
Let's go.
Good.
all right,
That's
yeah.
good.
All right.
Can Amino please load?
It's very weird. Amino is very weird.
Amino has some glitches on its side.
Oh my god.
Drink the pep. It's
32%.
good.
Drink the hell.
I've been sitting here for like 4 minutes waiting for it to fucking load. There we go.
It's sponsored by. I got nothing.
Zach's mom, sponsored by Zach's mom. Zach's mom.
The greatest
Oh, that's great.
food in the world. Zach's mom.
Shut up, you
That
idiot!
just got put on the podcast. Oh my god.
Oh god. That just got thrown into the dead start of the podcast.
Yeah. NASCAR Amino
Thankfully, there are
podcast.
only 5 people here, but whatever.
Yep.
All right, let's go anyway. Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Welcome to the NASCAR Amino podcast. We are joined today by Seth, the Bacon Thief,
What up?
Kayla Marinelli,
Hey.
Jared Holmes,
What's up?
and Tanner Campos.
I'm a winner, but I'm wearing the wrong fire suit.
And don't forget, Zach
Damn
Stern.
it.
Obviously, I'm your host, Zach Stern. I am always here. Carter will be here eventually. I don't know about anyone else. But, all right, so we're going to start with any Amino-related announcements. Does anyone have them?
Yes.
I guess I have. You go first,
Go ahead,
Jared.
Caleb. Okay. While the date is not certain, it will either be next week or the next week. Will be our big episode of the podcast on NASCAR Amino's least popular driver. If you have not voted, message me and I'll send you the link, or just scroll down my profile and find it.
Caleb?
All right, and mine's the kind of the same one I've had for a while now, but I just got back to my dad's. I'm continuing filming on the NASM's Epic Return Race. Gonna try to build some hype behind that as soon as we get closer to being able to set a certain date for it, but that's still being worked on. Yeah.
Anyone else?
Nope.
NHAL, for you Xbox users, we're going to have a doubleheader Tuesday. First race starts at 9, and then immediately after, we'll have Richmond.
All right, so I'm gonna announce that that M1CS points will be updated to reflect the chase very shortly. They are currently updated to reflect the end of the regular season, but by the end of this but soon after the end of this podcast, they'll be updated to reflect chase points.
Heck yeah.
And don't forget to stick around. All of us will be doing our M1CS playoff prediction bracket.
Yes, and Jared will announce a little bit of how you can do that on the Amino later, I believe, unless you don't have that ready.
I've not started on it yet, but I'm going to tonight.
All right, sounds good.
It'll be done the same way we're doing it, more or less. Except there won't be a bracket. You're just after each round. I'll go ahead. Can I go ahead and announce it how it will work, Zach?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So if y'all was around in 2018, which I highly doubt most of you all were, maybe Colin Dover, I think he can figure it out. But, so whenever the round of 16 started for Cup, I said, okay, which 4 people will be eliminated in each round? And you get a point for each round, for each one you got right. But this time, you get 5 points for each one you get right. And I'll do that for the round of 16, round of 12, round of 8. And then for the round of 4, I would say, okay, in what order will the championship 4 drivers finish in the point standings? And you'll say Jared Holmes, which it will be Jared Holmes finishes first, Carter Jones second, Tanner Campos third, and Caleb Marinelli fourth. But yeah, there's that. I mean, JD Bregler fourth. Sorry, Caleb.
It'll be fun.
I hope you heard me.
Caleb is the big. Caleb got the big sack because you thought you had him in the final 4.
Yeah.
And that's not really my final 4 predictions. That was just me being a biased asshole.
Yeah, it better
Oh, wow.
be a fucking asshole.
That's even below to the final 4, people. Whoa!
You won't make it to the final 4. I'll make sure that doesn't happen.
All right.
not
Before we
happening.
get that stuff, let's go into the next part of this podcast.
All right, yeah. So let's go. Let us now dive into. So we're gonna start covering our missed leagues first. We will start with the Columbia Sportswear Truck Series Clash, starting with you, Seth.
Oh man, what can I say? It was an epic race, man. Everything about it was awesome. From, the wreck at the beginning with Carter and And then just all the way through, I just couldn't stop laughing. It was the greatest thing ever. Oh my gosh, that thing was fun.
Caleb?
Let me tell you, that is one of the most fun races, at least in terms of Myst Leagues, that I have ever watched. The production that went into it was amazing, especially for something that was just the Clash. It's better than clashes of years past. But you know, there was just so much that went into it. It felt really epic, felt ominous, and there was just so much hype around it. And I'm glad to see the series finally start. And god damn, that race was epic. Holy shit, man! Like that race, so much happened. We had like all those flips on the first lap, that massive wreck, which I basically predicted it, that everybody would be taken out in a massive wreck. And then the Pride truck almost won, so that's great. I'm really excited for Brandon's series. It seems like he's putting a lot of effort into it, and I'm just so excited for the actual season itself to start.
Jared?
I have nothing to really say about it. I had to do some crap during it and wasn't able to watch it, but I seen bits and pieces. My flip I saw, pretty not sick nasty. But yeah, I'm ready for Daytona. Pretty good production. The commentary is absolutely hilarious. And yeah, pretty good all around. Nothing to complain about but me flipping.
Tanner?
That race was something. It started out fast and it got wild quickly with that first lap wreck, and the commentary was completely perfect. So much a recipe for comedy overall, and the racing was very intense from the start and to the end, and almost had that Pride truck almost go to victory lane. But overall, the racing was exciting and the commentary was awesome. I'm really excited for the truck series.
It literally took Brandon one race to have an iconic line. It's the Pride truck! That was so hilarious. Every time there's a rainbow card now that takes the lead, you just have to say, now you have to get him on the commentary just so he can say it's the Pride truck. That was just awesome. That race was awesome. It was a lot of fun to commentate. It still has a few kinks it needs to figure out, but other than that, it was a very good race. And yeah, excited for Daytona. Now we're gonna move on to ADLMS, starting with Seth again.
Oh, the ADLMS race was actually really awesome. I really liked it, except for the part where I wrecked. And I mean, the editing was great. Everything about it was pretty good. I was excited throughout. And yeah, that was a pretty good race.
Caleb?
We see who just joined. And that's pretty ironic for what happened in the ADLMS. Yeah, you know, that race was it seemed like it was tame for the most part, and then I became a lapped car, and we know what happened from there. But you know, it was a pretty exciting race. I think the best part about it was like all the different series that were sponsoring it, and seeing the punchlines or whatever for the series. It was just hilarious. There was so much that was great about it, and I'm real excited for where the ADLMS can go.
Jared?
Heat 1 was the greatest heat in the history of the ADLMS. But this ain't no knock on Fireball or anything. I just absolutely despise dirt racing. I think it's one of the most overrated types of motorsport there is. So it's just hard for me to get interested in the ADLMS, but it's still good. He puts a lot of effort into the series. A little gripe I have is I wish he didn't rush his races as much. I feel like it could be better if the races were spread out more. But yeah, hated that I wrecked. Hated that Tau Racing won because Brutal Racing. Justice for Caleb. The 75 is for the streets.
Speaking of the 75, Kylie just joined us. Kylie, your reaction?
Okay, I really love the race. Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah, we hear you.
I really love the race. I love it. Another win for. I love how each of the series giving out their little shout out because he deserves it. All around, this was one of my favorite races so far for all series, and I can't wait in the future.
Tanner?
That race was very slow but very exciting. There was some very intense racing from start to finish, and we had a few unexpected people having a shot. But overall, the racing was great, and the production for this was actually amazing. This is probably one of his best productions so far, and I'm really excited for what the season can hold from here on out.
All right, so I have the same. So as far as criticisms go, I have the same feeling that Jared has. That I feel like the races are a little too fast paced. Like I feel like the pacing of this race was how his normal races should be paced. Like his other races, like he just go like the other races, he just goes straight through everything. It's very very fast and it's kind of hard to keep up. Whereas this, it was just kind of like slow. It knew to take its time. It knew to build things up. But what I love about the Chili Bowl race, the heats are not a lot happened in the heats. But then you saw through the heats, like heat 1, like basically nothing happened. But then heat 2, there was a little more shuffling. Heat 3, they started to go 3 wide a little bit. Heat 4 got really got pretty chaotic. And then for the I just love how it just scaled up from every single race and then all the way up to an absolutely crazy A main. That was absolutely crazy. I mean, obviously I'm gonna love the race because I want it. but
Oh well.
But yeah.
Nice.
That's the third Miss League win I've ever gotten, and even though the Miss League counter says 4, but I don't count the All-Star race. That was a joke race. Pretty much.
It was amazing.
Pretty much. And then finally, MLMCS. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let these guys talk, starting with Seth.
All right. First, let me just do this real quick. Hey everyone, how's it going? Anyways, MLNCS, I really loved it. I thought the really fast-paced, well, not really fast-paced, but more or less really dire situations and how serious it felt throughout, even though the points battle was a little big. I really liked the race. Congrats to Tanner. He deserves it, man. Getting Miss League number 1 in that wins column. Man. Congrats. That's all I really gotta say. Good race.
That race was, it was one of the more tame MLNCS races, but I can't say it was boring. There was a lot going on through the field. We kind of saw the bubble between the drivers in the playoffs and not in the playoffs, and even though it didn't change too much throughout the race, it's still a nice addition. We saw things like the new split screen. I think that's really impressive what Zach did there. Just a lot of the technical stuff in the race, and man, congrats to Tanner. That really, after a while, that really felt like it was going to be his race. Like, there have been races in the past I thought would have been his, but nothing felt really fitting as this race. It's like the end of the regular season. He's got the regular season championship, so he can go ahead and get that win. And it was just a perfect situation, perfect storm, battle between the two winless guys, and he was able to finally get it done. But all around, pretty good race, excited for the playoffs.
Yeah. You don't know how how do I put this? So when I was watching ADLMS and saw that it was one of the favorites, well, shit, Modern Jack's commentaries will be fucked up. We said it was his first Myst League win. And really didn't. And then I tried to not talk to Tanner most of these last 3 days because it was good. And then he said he wasn't going to be in a live premiere earlier. And I was like, how do I say something without giving it away? So I was like, this is going to be an awesome race, crazy, you don't want to miss it. And glad Tanner was there to win, deserving, finally gets it done, hell yeah.
Kylie?
That race
Mark.
was so. I loved how you did I loved screen work and how smoothly it was all ran. I don't really care that I did. Probably the worst I've ever done because all around that race was amazing. I was cheering for Tanner through the thing that I was hoping that he was winning. And just to see him win, just was the cherry on top for the race. So all around it was amazing. Yeah.
Tanner?
Well, that race was something. But overall, it was a great production by you again, Zach. Great job on it. And the racing was exciting from start to finish. And for once in my life, I finally did it. I got the checker flag. I've been waiting for 34 races, and I finally got it.
Now I think the most notable, still searching for their first Myst League win is Justin Ritchie.
Justin Newman.
Oh, me? What are you talking about? Hey.
Yeah, but Justin, I mean, you're also pretty notable. You're probably the second most notable, but Fireball has run 2 different Myst Leagues. He's very involved in all the other Myst Leagues. He is really involved in the executives chat for the World of NR 2003, and I think he's like I think right now he's like he's also in the 0 for 30s. So yeah, he is really waiting for his.
His daily celebration will come very soon. I believe in him.
Another
I
one's
was angry
Caden
about the
Bishop.
Justin Newman comment. I'm way more deserving than I'm joking. Justin Newman's pretty good too. I'd be happy for him to win.
Dagan's due for a win here soon, boys.
Yeah,
He's got plenty of wins.
Yeah, he's got 7 already.
Yeah, but he's due for
He's got
He wins. He has plenty of trophies.
That was long overdue.
Yeah.
He's not won in forever, so.
He's still got the all-time record. He'll be fine.
And he's also still seated 11th, so that's something.
The fact that
Zach and Benjamin Deloney is quickly approaching. They're top.
Yeah, we both have 4. I think we're now tied with Sammy. Oh, they just died.
Whoa.
What is this?
3 of them.
3 people at once. What the heck?
Now that's a strange turn of events. 3 deaths in one podcast.
What just happened?
Did
What
the
happened?
podcast die? Oh no!
I just murdered 3 people. I just
kind of got taken out recently. I just got taken out. What the heck?
Your thing glitched.
Yeah, mine did too.
Damn, it just said
I completely
error,
crashed.
You got kicked out.
I'm still here.
I got crashed out too.
Zach and Kylie didn't get kicked.
Like,
It wasn't even my internet this time, which has been screwing up all day. It just crashed.
Big G, we know it wasn't you. You're looking too rad to do it.
What happened?
I don't know. I had to stay muted because my dogs were barking, but then it just crashed me.
Yeah, mine crashed. You said something about you been disconnected or something like that.
Alright, we had 3 people disconnect at once. That was weird. But anyway, We will now head over to to our NASCAR Cup reactions, starting with probably the best race I've ever seen, Talladega. Want to know everyone else's thoughts on that race?
Oh,
What's your thoughts on Talladega?
Thank you, you go first.
Seth, you go
oh
first.
yeah. Sorry, my mistake. Talladega, awesome race. That honestly, the finish was worth it. Well, I mean, it took forever to get to the finish, and honestly, Monday, not a great look. I I think it was run on a Monday. Yeah, it was. Or was it rain? I don't remember. It was a great race. It was alright. Finish was great. Congrats, Ryan Blaney.
So, I missed it completely, so you guys could skip me. I didn't see one bit of it.
Okay. The NASCAR officials. I hope you're watching this, because if you're, I've got 10 fingers, and the middle for you. Eric Jones, I got 10 fingers, two middle one for you. Honestly, Bell won that race. He got screwed, just like he does all the time. Stupid race, horrible Talladega race. Screw the officials. And screw Ryan Blaney, too. Alright. Next, I think it's Tanner.
It's Kylie, and I know as good as the Cup race was, I know what she really wants to talk about.
Let her go.
I only saw the last laps of it, and that was on my phone. All I have to just Haley deserved that win. So, okay.
Okay.
I had hope for Kevin. It was all around a good race. Right at the end, by the end of the race. Whatever. I just slept through.
Kylie, you might want to fix your audio. You've been cutting out.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh, sure.
Make sure if you're here, go ahead and like the stream too. We only got, there's 10 people here.
It's okay.
Got 3 likes. Come on.
Come on, we know more. We know you wouldn't be here if you didn't like it.
Slap that like button.
All right. While Kylie has her issue fixed, we'll go to Tanner.
Well, Talladega was one of those. It was like last year's, but it was still competitive. There was no big ones, but it didn't really need it because the race was exciting from start to finish, and what a wild way for Ryan Blaney to get that first regular season win in a while since 2017 after riding a monster hot streak that he's been keeping up lately. And it was a great race overall. One of the more quieter, great plate races of the year.
All right. That was one of the best Talladega. The only thing that Talladega race I think was missing was the big. That was the only thing that race was missing.
And get officiated.
Be that as it may, that was an amazing race, and I feel like the only way that race could have been better is if Ryan Blaney, well, Stenhouse had won it by an even smaller margin than Blaney did, because
if
Ryan Blaney was no.
If he would have cleared Stenhouse, he would have had it won.
Eric Almirola is
Zach, you
washed
cannot
up trash.
say that Eric Almirola did not win that race.
He almost won after being spun out. You can't question the fact that he almost won.
What about those? What's this? 4 top 5s in a row, Zach, if you're calling him trash, I don't know what trash you're eating, but apparently it's not good.
He has a good crew. He has a good crew chief. One was Talladega, and I don't even know what the other one was.
In a row, Zach. 2 Pocono. Talladega, and then the race before Talladega.
Pocono, the crew chiefs win the races, not the drivers.
Okay, Zach.
Did anyone else crash out like 2 minutes ago? Or is it just me?
Nah, that was just you.
That was you.
What the hell?
Damn.
Jones boy really wanted to see. Can I kick Kylie? Let's see. Kylie, I think you have to leave. I don't know how I can kick you.
Let me look. I think I'm a moderator right now.
No, from the chat. But anyway, Kylie's just not here. That's a big ass rip.
Dang.
All right. So,
Well, she talked about Justin Haley, and I bet that's all she wanted to do anyway.
yeah, she was talking about Justin Haley. That was cool though, watching Haley finally get that first Xfinity win.
Yes.
Yeah. I bet. Okay, you got that. That's starting to get fixed. Now let's go to the Pocono doubleheader.
Can I say one thing about the Xfinity race, please? Since we ain't talking about Xfinity. Screw the NASCAR officials again. They didn't clean the oil off the track and screwed over Harrison Burton today, so I got 10 fingers for the Xfinity officials. And look, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you see these 2 middle ones? That's for the officials.
All right, now Seth, let's go on to the Pocono reaction.
Alright, Pocono won. I actually thought it was a great race because a certain driver driving with a sponsor of bacon did really good at
Oh, yeah.
and I was really hyped for it. And I mean, Zach doesn't really like to talk about it, but dang, he was good that day. It was an awesome race, honestly. Kevin Harvick totally deserved the win. I felt like it was a good Pocono race. I mean, you don't really get those very often. A good Pocono race is like, I don't know, eating good Italian food every now and then. It doesn't really happen often, but sometimes when it is good, it's really good. Not sure if that analogy was good or not.
Caleb?
We got Kylie back.
I don't know. But the first Pocono race, it wasn't the worst race in the world. But when you look at how Pocono races have been in the past, I'd say that was a pretty decent race. Congrats to Kevin Harvick. He's the one who won, right? Yeah, Harvick. And I'm really excited for a few guys up there. I had a lot of the guys I root for up there in the top 15 all day. Bellick had a real impressive 4th place finish, and then my boy Eric Almirola. Hell yes. Let me tell you what. I know you probably don't want to admit it, but if Almirola clears Stenhouse, and if Bugger Ravage decides to take 2 tires, we're talking about 2-time winner Eric Almirola in 2020.
Hell yeah, Caleb. Hell yeah.
But all around, it was an alright race. It wasn't a race that's gonna make me fall asleep. But the way they've been doing this doubleheader, I think this might be the way to go for the future of Pocono.
Should have been a caution there at the end. Bell would have won. It was sort of not cool that the caution did not come out, even though it should have came out. But other than that, pretty good for Pocono standards. Bell got 4th. But if you want to hear some rage, stick around from the next time we talk about Pocono.
I was doing both races at once, actually.
Oh, it was?
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't
I
say
thought we were
Pocono
just talking about
1, did
Pocono
I?
1 giving it its own spotlight, and then, yeah.
how about we just come around
It's basically 700 It's basically one giant 700-mile race.
Okay, then. Bacon, how do you feel about Port 2?
Okay, Pocono, Pocono Part 2, that race was pretty great. I thought the wrecks kind of got a little bit old, and waiting like an extra hour just to see cars, drive around the track for 6 laps, and then having to wait another hour just to finish the race. And the fact that it kind of went during, MLS, yes. But besides that, and besides the time constraints, the race was pretty good. I was enjoyed. I was entertained. It wasn't really boring. I mean, there were some portions where I didn't think. I mean, stage 2, Eric Almirola deserved it. But whatever, Brad, you can take it. Nah.
Brad's goat.
Yeah, I guess. And Denny Hamlin, with the strategy of staying out longer, got the win. Overall, it was a great race. I liked it. It was interesting. And then the whole Boyer-Bowman incident, that's just funny, honestly. I can't wait to open that can of worms. Anyways, on to Caleb.
All right, I don't know how y'all feel, but personally, that race sucked. I liked yesterday's a bit better. But, I feel like the problem has been just, you can't pass the leaders, man. You really can't pass with this package. Whatever package they try to Pocono just doesn't seem to work. And it's frustrating. And had a few things happen in the race that kind of frustrated me. Like, excuse my language here, but you can fuck off and go to hell, Ryan Blaney. First off, and so can you, Clint Boyer, for being a rat bastard on the final lap for 8th place. Like, how desperate are you? Yeah, Larson's getting the 14 next season. Anyways, let's move on before I say anything else.
Okay, Pocono officials, if you don't fix your shitty-ass track, I would come to you, Pocono, and want to know what I would do. Want to know what I would do to Tricky the Fox? I would shit in his costume. Dale got 3rd in the stage, and then a shitty-ass pit crew fucked him over, lost 5 spots, and then he freaking wrecked, and then I just tuned out of the race. Denny Hamlin won, who cares? Hamlin sucks ass. Yeah. Tanner. Kylie, I mean.
Pocono 1 was okay. Missed, Kevin Harvick winning because it's my luck. Pocono 2, I have to admit, wasn't really the best race. It's kind of boring. Wanted to sleep through it because of what happened at Xfinity. Just can't wait for the next race. Get Pocono far away.
Day 1 at Pocono was kind of the better race of the weekend. It was exciting with some pit strategy, and the racing was above average, and saw Eric Almirola and Christopher Bell finally break out. They're establishing themselves as future contenders. Well, Bell is trying to get up there. Bell's not going to be a contender, but he's improving with that entire 95 team. And Eric Almirola had a great
Yeah, Byron ain't gonna do shit ever either.
Shut up. And it's a shame that Eric kind of lost in that race in that way, but Kevin Harvick just outsmarted him, and he got the win. And then day 2 was just kind of a snooze fest. Nothing exciting. It was just a downright. I'm going to summarize each race by today. Bad morning at the track, bad afternoon at the track, and then a snooze fest at the track. But overall, the racing was not exciting, but it was a switcheroo from yesterday. Danny Hamlin kind of tied himself with Jeff Gordon with the all-time wins at Pocono. Plain and simple.
What the hell do you guys want from Pocono? It's a road course that turns left exclusively. Do you guys expect constant 3-wide action? They were going 3 wide in the race a couple times times like naturally under green. Like the end of the race ended with like a 30-lap green flag run, and on the last lap, Byron, Bowman, and Boyer, only 3 Bs, they were 3 wide for position. Like, this is like not every track is gonna look like Daytona and Talladega. There are gonna be some tracks that are not side by side racing, and the way you win comes through other ways. Like, legitimately, Pocono has had one bad race since they got the new package, and that was the first race of 2019. That was the only legitimately bad race that I even remember Pocono having. But everyone wants it off the goddamn schedule. It's just
remove one day.
It just sucks. It just really sucks. Pocono is the most underrated track. And I'm not even saying it's a great. I'm not even saying it's a great track. As far as I consider the racing, it's mid-tier. But the fact that everyone considers it the worst racing in NASCAR, I can't understand it.
No, that goes to Auto Club.
I'd say that Pocono improved a little this weekend.
No, fuck you. Auto Club is great. That's what I meant.
I just couldn't bump it with there, you.
Yes!
Wow,
you're biased, asshole.
Shut up. I'm not done.
I don't want.
I'm not done. I am not done.
Okay, speak, Zach.
Clint Boyer.
Trash this man.
Good driver.
I'm smiling right now.
You go to hell and you die. You die a slow, miserable, painful death. If NASCAR doesn't suspend you for Indianapolis, they are full of shit. They don't know what they're doing. What the hell was that? Just, hey, Bowman's next to me. He kind of got an amazing that quarter panel a little bit. You know what I'm going to do? Boom. I'm just going to run into him a million times.
That's what I do.
I'm just going to keep turning back because I'm an absolute buffoon. I'm upset. My car sucks. I suck. And I get the worst shit because I'm the worst driver. I wreck everything in sight. I'm not going to make the chase this year. Just absolutely the worst driver in NASCAR is Clint motherfucking Boyer. He absolutely sucks.
What's right.
Brendan Poole, man.
He didn't have talent to begin with, and he somehow found a way to be washed up. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what makes racing good. Just go to the booth already and suck there.
Seriously though, like off turn 3, he gets a little tap from him, so he decides, hey, I'm just gonna fucking demolish the entire right side of his car. Who cares about his team? It's for 8th place. I ain't gonna get anything better than this.
The last week by Keselowski, I hope Bowman kicked his ass. Because I didn't see how Bowman reacted to it. I hope Bowman kicked his ass.
Kylie.
He probably would too, because Bowman's a shitty little son of a bitch. Well, he runs away from Ryan Newman as soon as he sees that his freaky little pansy punches aren't doing anything. He can't fight. He just has a giant mouth that he can't match on the track.
Big mouth, no talent.
Exactly. And here's another thing. Ryan Blaney, go fuck yourself. There was no reason to do that to Kyle Busch. There was
no reason whatsoever. You go to hell, Ryan Blaney. You go to hell and you die.
He was trying to make a pass. I don't know what hole you saw, but you just completely took him out. I hope Kyle wrecks you next week at Indy. I hope he wrecks you in front of Eric Almirola and takes him out too. You know what?
I would laugh.
You know what? Ryan Blaney, your hot streak is over. Your hot streak is over, and I bet you know it, and I bet that's why you took out Kyle Busch. Because your hot streak is over, and you are going to suck the rest of the year, like you always do.
I was excited for Blaney, It's really unfortunate to see, but I think Blaney is about to become that official 4th hated driver, because all I've seen out of him this season is being an absolute untalented piece of shit. Whether that be of, just completely choking away several races this season or being the worst driver on Team Penske who doesn't deserve that ride. Just send him off somewhere else, put DiBenedetto in the 12. He doesn't deserve a Penske ride, get him the hell out of there, and you wrecked Kyle Busch out of the race lead. Kyle Busch would have won that goddamn race. Go to hell, Ryan Blaney.
And Kyle Busch, and now we're 15 races in, and we're still talking about Kyle Busch being winless. When really, he might have that win already if Ryan Blaney wasn't a freaking idiot. And by the way, Ryan Blaney, you know where you finished? You finished fucking 29th. You know why? Because you suck ass. You have the best crew chief. You have the best crew chief in NASCAR. You have Todd freaking Gordon, who is absolutely goated and is the king of strategy, and you still managed to finish 29th at Pocono. How much do you suck? Everyone says you're good here. Holy shit.
He's a waste of space, honestly.
Dang, in a matter of a few weeks, in fact, Zach, in a matter of a day, you just declare hate for Clint Boyer. Honestly, hate for drivers at this point, I don't even care. I mean, I hate Austin Dillon's guts and Eric Jones's guts, but, I mean, honestly, I could care less. So what if they do good? So what if they do bad? There's always another race. I mean, unless it's the last race of the season, of course. But besides
what are you trying to say
that,
right now?
I just
What?
I don't really understand the outrage for no reason.
I think he's a Blaney fan. He's a closet Blaney fan.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what it
He
is.
has to be.
You know what I hate
Blaney
Ryan Blaney
sexual.
for?
He has
You know what I
to be.
hate Ryan Blaney for?
Caden's been rubbing off.
Being an untalented sack of shit who never proved himself in any of the lower series.
Yeah, but you just said Todd Gordon's the best crew chief in NASCAR, which you're wrong. It's Jason Ratcliffe, buddy.
Did Jason Ratcliffe ever won a cup title?
Yes.
With who?
No, never mind. He almost won it with Kansas in
He was
2013.
bridesmaid.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you said it was with Kenseth, you were...
I
And
thought he won it with
Todd
Kansas.
Todd Gordon won it with Joey Logano. He backed up a
Well,
5-win season with a
Jason
6. He
Ratcliffe
backed
will
up a
win the
5-win
championship
season with
this
a
year.
6-win season. He missed the playoffs one year, came back the next year to win the championship, and was the points leader all year for 2019. Like, Todd Gordon is a great crew chief.
Not
How
better
is
than
Ryan
Jason
Blaney
Ratcliffe.
sucking this hard with him?
I mean, Ryan Blaney's literally second in the point standings. I don't think that's sucking too bad, Zach.
It's luck. It's luck. Every single time he's had a chance to win, he's either choked it or he's wrecked someone else.
Not at Talladega.
He wrecked Eric Jones.
Oh, yeah,
at
he
Talladega.
wrecked
What are you
Eric
talking
Jones
about?
blatantly.
Eric Jones deserved that. He killed Bell's chances to screw him.
I honestly
of
just
that-
hope Riley Herbst gets DNF the next 5 races, but you know.
Hey, don't talk crap about Riley Herbst. Justin Haley was stupid.
No, let's talk crap about Riley Herbst. Riley Herbst, you untalented piece of garbage. I am ashamed that you even come from the state of Nevada, from the city of Las Vegas. I don't want to ever be associated with you. You don't deserve a Joe Gibbs racing ride. You don't deserve an Xfinity ride. You don't deserve to be a NASCAR driver. You go to hell and you die.
He can drink more beer.
All right, let's
Justin
move
Haley didn't
on
Let's
before this
go.
becomes an absolute rage fest.
Yeah.
Riley Herbst is the second best driver in Xfinity this year. Change my
All right.
mind. You can't.
Boys, go look at the chat. Go open that. Go open the link.
Silly season.
Yeah, we're going to silly season
boys.
predictions now, boys.
Oh god.
Oh, man.
Who's ready?
Oh, yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Not me, apparently.
Oh, this is interesting right here.
All right.
We'll take it. Bacon will be back. He's doing something at the moment. Can I not open the dock?
I can't open it. Wait, hold on.
I opened it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm still
Alright,
waiting
I'm
for
on.
my Gmail to open, so.
alright, I'm on. I'm good.
There we go. There we go. Now it's open the spreadsheet.
I am the here.
Really hope it lets me do this. What the hell?
Try to type something.
No, just saying open spreadsheet.
Do you have Google Sheets?
Yes. I've done this like 9 million times on this podcast.
I think I broke my computer trying to do the thing earlier. Oh no.
It
Alright,
just says
I'll just get rid of some of these people because they're not going to be here. So I'll get rid of Brandon. I'll get rid of JD. I'll get rid of Ravid. And I'll get rid of Carter because I don't think he's here either.
Here we go. Let me chop some.
Thin air.
Yes. Or I don't know if they can, but I
don't see it.
You don't see this?
Where are you typing?
Hit
On the
enter.
14th.
I see you typing something,
yeah, I see
but
it.
it's not
I see you
showing.
got a.
I see a square on it, but
Yeah,
nothing's
it's-
in there.
Yeah, you have to hit. We're not going to see what you sent. Yeah, but we see you typing.
Alright, I'm back.
Alright.
So you don't see this.
Yeah, we all see that.
You don't see poop.
I see poop.
I do not see anything.
It's
Fun
poo
fact.
in number
I see it.
14.
I see it.
Fun
I
fact.
see it now.
Fun fact. I believe that replacement for Clint Boyer has more talent than him.
Who has always had talent?
Can we add another truck driver, please?
Clint Boyer's amazing.
Who are you gonna add? Raphael Lassard?
You see.
I bet it's
Oh my
Becker.
god, I know
It's
what
gonna
he's
be
gonna
Natalie.
do. No, Jared.
Natalie.
Becker the record.
No.
She can't even get out of the hospital.
No.
Yeah.
No.
My picture of Carter has more talent than her.
Okay, Kylie Gurner.
Oh, damn.
No.
Just-
Stop. You're not. She's not getting any of these.
Carter would be disappointed in you right now.
Damn.
You're literally gonna put Natalie Decker in all of them.
She's gonna be in every single ride.
Oh shoot! I saw some of the names on that side.
All right, let's get
Props to
started.
me,
Let's
I'm
get started
watching.
now. We're gonna go one person at a time rather than one ride at a time because I want everything to kind of like make sense. So we're gonna start with Jared so he can fill out the 2-car through the 96. Jared?
Going to the 2. Matt DiBenedetto. I just feel like he'll move up from the 21 to the 2 car.
Let me increase that a little bit so that it fits Matt DiBenedetto.
Going to the 10 next season. He'll be Chase Briscoe. I think that Amarola gets kicked out because Smithfield leaves, but you'll be seeing Amarola a little bit later. To the 14. Boyer stays in the 14 this year. Next year will be his last season. To the 20 will be the GOAT himself, Christopher Bell. He'll be in the 20 for JTR next year, and it'll be pretty hot. Going to the 21 next season will be moving up from the Xfinity Series, Austin Cindric. Pretty self-explanatory. He's done great in the 22. He'll move up to Wood Brothers next season. 24. Oh, I didn't even know he was in a contract year, but Byron ain't going nowhere. He'll be in the 24 next season.
The only reason I put Byron is because I don't think it's confirmed yet that he's going to be back, and we don't know the details of his contract, but I would be shocked if he wasn't back.
Yeah, same. In the 32 next season, he's not going anywhere. Corey LaJoie stays in the 32. In the 34, moving over from Stuart Haas, is Eric Amarola. Eric Amarola leaves because Smithfield's having a lot of problems with the pandemic in the world. They're about to go bankrupt. But I'm pretty sure NASCAR is probably the least of the worries. Now to the 41. Cole Custer stays at the 41. Actually, I didn't even see this. We're going to make a big change here. Boyer retires and taking out the 14 as the racist himself.
Oh,
Oh
Dang.
no!
The 42 shuts down at the end of the season, and Chip Ganassi becomes a one-car team.
oh.
Whoa!
Ooh.
No, explain. Wait. Explain that one. That none of us saw that one coming.
Because none of these jobbers even fit the 42. Let's see.
Neither did Matt Kenseth, but look at what they did.
And plus, it still has funny around
Actually,
it.
I take that back. It's going to shut down, but for shits and giggles, just because I wanted to put it here, and because it would be in line with Jonesfield, not only did he said 42.
Of course.
Renumbered. No,
That
not
is
only
accurate
that,
to the 42.
renumbered to the 40. But yeah, that's probably
No,
another
it's the
important factor.
54.
No.
Going to the 48.
And 29.
Going to the 48 is Brad Keselowski. He needs to get out of that shithole that is Penske because Roger does not care about him, so he goes there. And the 95 will be moving up from the Xfinity Series. I didn't even put Brad there.
And Brad do be taking over 2 rides, though.
Dang.
It's a 96.
Raleigh
And the
Hurt
48.
moves up to the 95
Whoa.
next season.
Hold on a minute. Wait a second.
Hold on a second.
Whoa.
No. I refuse.
What witchcraft am I seeing here?
If y'all shut the frick up, I'd speak and give you my reason. He has to pay money to get there. So there, that's how he gets there. And going to the 96 will be Eric Jones. He's garbage.
Wow.
He doesn't belong in the
Whoa.
Cup Series. But yeah, if he's going to go anywhere, he's going to go there. And also, there's one more thing. One more little thing I need to point out.
Uh-oh.
Michael McDowell to Rick Rowe Racing next season. I don't know.
Damn.
He's putting a 51 there. He'll take Caleb with him to Rick Rowe.
All right, is
Yeah.
that it?
Yeah. And the drivers I did not speak about, Boyer will retire. Daniel Suarez will take over the 18 and the Xfinity Series, going back to Joe Gibbs. Allgaier will stay in the 7 next year. Haley will stay in the 11. Chastain will get kicked out of NASCAR for, I don't know what. They'll just become a full-time performer. Scott Jackson will make a couple starts for a third JTG Daugherty car.
Oh.
Brett Moffitt was dead. That's my prediction. Thoughts on my prediction?
All right. So. All right. Let's
Wait, actually, let's just fill everything out, then we'll go back and
let's do that.
get
So,
everyone's
Caleb,
thoughts.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna start here. So starting with the 2. Matt Benedetto. I say he does good enough this season to earn himself a good old spot in Team Penske, even if I ate that team with every bone in my body. I think he will get that better ride. And then over here at good old Stewart Haas Racing, Eric Almirola ain't going nowhere. No, he's staying there, especially with how good he's been lately. I think things are looking up for this guy. And Smithfield, I mean, they're too dedicated to NASCAR. I don't think they're doing terrible. They'll recover from this. I mean, I haven't really heard too much out of them possibly leaving at all recently, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But, and barring any catastrophic situations such as that, he's staying in the 10. Now over here, this is where it's going to probably get a bit controversial. Go to hell, Clint Boyer. Kyle Larson's coming back to NASCAR because he's talented, and because Tony Stewart's always wanted this guy. He wanted to put him in the car back in 2017, but you know, Larson was too dedicated to Ganassi. I think this time around, now that he's gone from Ganassi, it's Tony Stewart's time to go and pick him up and bring him into the race team and do great things. And the way he'll do this is by finding some sort of sponsors. I know Haas will sponsor races, and Tony Stewart owns part of Rush Truck Centers, so it won't be the most difficult thing in the world. And going to the 20, I kind of took some time to think about this, but with how he's been doing this season, it's my decision's changed. I think Christopher Bell goes to the 20. He's shown improvement, and Jones has only been declining, and he's fallen like below the playoff cutoff. I think if Eric Jones misses the playoffs or is once again eliminated in the round of 16, he's gone, and Bell is going to the 20. Over here at the Wood Brothers, as much as I hate to say it, money gets you a lot of places, and in this case, it's going to get Austin Cindric a cup ride. He's going to go over to the Wood Brothers and start his career off the same way as the untalented Ryan Blaney did. And he'll probably have his career go the same way that untalented Ryan Blaney has, minus the 4 wins. Maybe on a road course, you never know.
Cindric has talent.
I don't know. Anyways, over here, this next one is a no-brainer. I don't see Byron leaving. He'll show some improvement later on the season, but really, I don't think they could get rid of him after this long, you know, because he's shown that he's had the speed to get up there and contend. He makes the playoffs. And, you know, again, he's really young. He is really a really young driver. Was like 19 or 20 when he got into the Cup Series, so, you know, they just got to give him some time. Third for Go Fast. I don't think that's changing. Corey LaJoie's going to stay over there on that ride. I'd say the only way that would change is if he has like a Matt DiBenedetto type season, somehow gets somewhere toward top 20, top 25 in points, and they possibly give him a Stewart Haas Racing ride. But rather than that, I don't see anywhere else for him to go. They're not just going to get rid of him like that.
I think he is top 25 right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's definitely an improvement for that team. But if he can get up there and maybe contend for a few race wins, because I know they got that Stewart Haas Racing alignment, then just maybe there's going to be some contenders for like the 14 or the 10. Now, Front Row Motorsports. This is one I haven't really taken the time to think about. However, now that I take a look at some of the drivers we have here,
And you can put other drivers there too that's on a contract or Xfinity or trucks.
I was tempted to throw in Brett Moffitt, but I think he'll probably go up to Xfinity or something like that. Here's what I'm going to say. Chase Briscoe is going to have his first Cup season over at Front Row. They are a Ford team, so he'll stay in the program and have a season or two there before, let's say, the 10 opens up. Because he will be on Stewart Haas Racing within the next 2-3 years in the Cup Series, and that's just the truth. It's just something's got to line up for him, and right now it doesn't seem like... I'd say the only way that this would be the case is if they don't end up getting Kyle Larson. In that case, I'd say he'll probably take the 14. But the way I look at it, he's good for that 34 just to start things off. Over at Stewart Haas Racing, I don't think this is going to change. Custer hasn't been that impressive this season, but you know he's a young guy. Got to give him some time. A lot of other drivers have been given time, and they're not just going to do it. They're not going to do a whole Daniel Suarez to him. Just give him 1 year and he's out of there. They'll give him time and he'll definitely improve next season. At least we hope. 42 at Ganassi. Decker. No, this is it's time. It's time for Ross Chastain. He's gonna move up. He's gonna move up, and he's gonna take that 42 car full time in the Cup Series. Not sure how he's gonna do just yet. I mean, the few races we saw him in Roush equipment, he didn't necessarily do the greatest, but maybe in a Chip Ganassi Chevrolet, we'll see some improvement out of him. Now, this one I've kind of been waiting for. And I believe going to the 48, which will not be the 48, it'll be renumbered the 5 or 25, is Brad Keselowski. He's got to get the hell out of Penske, because let's face it, they're a shithole. And I'm sorry to all you Penske fans out here, but they just kissed Joey Logano's ass, and they give Blaney the contract extension after what he does, but not Brad Keselowski. So if I'm Brad Keselowski, I'm thinking, okay, so first you're going to take away my crew chief, then you're going to make me probably the third priority on the team, while I'm sitting here as the best driver on the team. Fuck you guys. So he's going to go leave, and he's going to go to Hendrick Motorsports, where it's going to be the 5 or 25. They can reserve the 48 to whenever Johnson wants to come in and run a few part-time races, at least for a year or two. Now,
But before you put the one down, I have breaking news. If you have not seen, Tech is complete. Hamlin is the winner.
No, dang.
GG Hamlin.
All right.
I would have won.
All right, let's see if I can just copy this. Going to Levine Family Racing, being demoted to Levine Family Racing, it was none other than Eric Jones. Kind of the point that I brought up earlier. He has just been declining, and he has those 2 wins, but that's really all he has to show for it. He's basically the JGR version of Brian Blaney, but worse. It's kind of disappointing, you know, how he didn't trust in Xfinity, just to see how he's kind of declined. I just don't see it in him, and he goes down to Levine, and maybe the team has more improvement, becomes more of a furniture row, and we can still see Eric Jones be competitive, but I don't know, I don't see it. Oh, and Jared seems to have changed.
Yeah, Brandon Jones.
Brandon, whoa!
That's actually very interesting.
Whoa! Yankee with no brim!
Oh my
That's
god.
not
Riley
here,
Hurst, but
Jones.
still.
He has a better chance than Riley Hurst. If you got to go with that.
I'm kind of glad you brought that up there, Jared, because I'm actually going to have another point. I'm not going to put this here so that we don't just fill this up with a bunch of cars, but I say in a part-time effort, Levine's finally going to open that 59 car for a few races, and they're going to let, I'd say, Brandon Jones and Harrison Burton get a few starts.
That's what they
But
should
just
have
for,
done with Bell.
just for a few races this season. Yeah, they should have done it with Bell to give him some more experience, but they'll do it this time around and give those guys down in Xfinity a few more options. Let's see, now with the 96, I don't think this really changes, at least not yet. I'm going to say it's still going to be Daniel Suarez, but I mean, I don't know. If not, I don't really see who else would be thrown into that ride. They're not just going to put in one of their Xfinity drivers into a terrible, terrible Toyota ride. I'd say that's not going to change. And then Rick Ware Racing, I don't even care about Rick Ware Racing. I think that's all of mine.
I just think Michael McDowell will be their one full-time driver next year.
I say McDowell retires.
All right, Seth, you're up.
Alright, I'd definitely say for Penske, surprisingly enough, you might not agree with this opinion, but, I'm trying to copy it, but, Brad Keselowski stays at Penske. It's a weird one, but, I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it. I mean, sure, Brad is definitely unhappy with Penske, but I don't know. It's just not really clicking with me that Brad will go to the 48. I mean, I'd love for him to go there, but not that he's against. I just feel like him and Penske kind of resignate. Sure, he may not be happy there, and sure, he may be getting the bad and the butthole of the switch as they, kiss Joey Logano and then hug Ryan Blaney and then throw Brad Keselowski into a cardboard box. Actually, the more I'm thinking about this, never mind. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just actually never mind. Yeah. regret everything I said. Shoot. I want to.
Send Seth help. He doesn't know what he's doing.
What a noob.
It's fine. I've been trying to figure out how to do it too.
Yeah, I'll just put.
Copy paste.
Nah.
Are you on your computer or tablet?
Bacon, just say.
To the 2. Yeah.
Just say who you want.
Much better to the 2. Yeah. I definitely believe that him over Brad. Alright, yeah. Alright, for the 10, I don't share the same.
Just say the name
I
and
don't share
I'll
the
copy
same.
it.
Eric Almirola. I don't think he's moving anywhere. I feel like he's going to stay at the 10. I don't feel like him moving seems like the right idea. I love Eric, and I don't think he's going anywhere. For the 14, I think it's pretty obvious at this point. Racist State comes back. He's going to go to the 14. I mean, it's obvious at this point that Tony wants Kyle Larson. I mean, come on. I may be looking like an exact replica of Caleb's predictions so far. I basically share the same for him. But here's my thing. So, as much as I hate this driver, and as much as I hate his guts, I think Eric Jones stays. Now, this is probably my weird pick, probably because, Eric Jones, he sucks and stuff. And I don't like Eric Jones. Eric Jones is probably my least favorite driver in NASCAR, but I don't feel like he's going to leave. I'd love for him to leave, and in fact, I'd love for him to leave the sport, but I don't think he's going to leave. I think he's going to stay around and, float around in that 20 car. I'd probably give him next year, and he bells in and Jones is out. That's probably just my hot take. Now, for the 21, we're just going to... I'm just going to copy that, paste that. Yeah, Austin Cindric. It's obvious at this point. The 21 car is basically just the satellite team for Penske. They just bring some driver that they can put in there for a while just so they can get experience. It's basically, the Wood brothers are just their expendable team. Yeah. Alright, 24. I'm not even sure why this was added as a feature for silly season, because I don't think anything's changing. I feel like William Byron's sticking around. There's no way he's leaving Hendrick Motorsports after, going up through the ranks with through Junior Motorsports and Xfinity. And to be honest, I doubt Kyle Busch was extremely sad that in the Toyota program that they lost him. But yeah, William Byron, he's staying in the 24. And for the 32, we are going to paste Corey LaJoie into there. Corey LaJoie, he is not moving from Go Fast. As much as I'd love him to upgrade to a ride, I don't know. Corey LaJoie just hasn't really proved anything to me. And to be honest, I mean, I know he does not like his equipment, and I know he wants to get better equipment. But I just don't know if he's just the right driver for it. The 34 car, we're just going to put Daniel Suarez here. The 34 car just kind of seems like a random pick for me, at least. And to be honest, Daniel Suarez, I just feel like, he went to Ford for a year and then got kicked out and then went back to Toyota because they were the only people that were willing to give him a ride. But, Toyota at this point is just already stacked with the amount of drivers they have in the program. Daniel Suarez is just going to get shuffled, and it's just going to be forgotten. I think he had a better chance at Ford, but Gene Haas here had to put Cole Custer in the 41 for some reason, and look at how well that turned out. Suarez was in the playoffs around this time, but whatever. Archie, Haas. Anyways, so yeah, I think Daniel Suarez is gonna go to 34. I feel like it'd be the perfect team for him. McDowell will probably retire and stuff. 41 car, surprisingly. I love Cole Custer, and I don't think he's gonna leave the. I don't think he's gonna leave the team. I feel like Cole Custer's just too young. I mean, they might pull a Richard Childress where they just bring Daniel Hummer cup to cup and then kick him out of the entire program. I hope they don't do that. I mean, they kicked out Suarez for him, and to be honest, if they had kept Custer down, he probably would have won the championship because Reddick wasn't there and Bell wasn't there. So it would have been zero competition. Custer would have won the championship in Xfinity. Thank you very much. Anyways, the 42. I would say this was Larson's car for the longest time, and to be honest, I still think of it. The 42 is Larson's car. It's going to be weird seeing another person in there, and I mean, come on, it's obvious who it is. Ross Chastain, he's going to go to the 42. Sorry, Jared. Yeah. Ross Chastain going to the 42. I believe that that's just the obvious pick at this point. And the 48 now, this one's probably the most odd one. We're just gonna say, I think Brad Keselowski's gonna go there. I mean, at this point, there's just been so many rumors, and there's just been so many articles, so much talk about it, and everyone's been equating Brad to the 48 car. And at this point, I just believe it. I think Brad's gonna go to the 48. And I think it's a given at this point. The 95 car, we're just going to put, I don't know, I didn't think I'd get this far, but, I don't know, the 95 car has been kind of a weird one, and to be honest, I don't think Christopher Bell's going to the 20. I'd love for him to go there, I'd love for him to get better equipment, but as much as I hate Eric Jones, I don't think he's swapping. The 96, I could care less who's in the 96. I don't know, same thing with the 51, I got nothing for it. They're not really that important anyway.
Yeah, I'll help you fill it out.
Oh, I know you're gonna do it.
You're gonna put Decker.
Oh my god.
Natalie Decker to the 90. Oh my god, that's perfect. Decker in the 96.
Could you imagine?
Now that's something.
Alright, Natalie Decker, yeah, she's going to the 96. Obviously. She got that top 5 at Daytona. She's the perfect choice. Hashtag Decker to
Her gallbladder has more talent than her.
Wow.
Wow, Caleb. That's unprofessional.
Wow, Caleb.
Hey, guys. Here, GBR, Gone Brothers Racing. Could it be a thing for gallbladder racing?
Alright, Kylie, go. Go, Kylie.
Can I get it to work? Oh no. Oh, don't be this way.
Alright,
Oh, my.
just say who it is, I'll do it. If you can't figure
Okay.
it out.
It's time to put Brad Keselowski back in his little box. He's going back to the number 2. I don't see him really leaving. I see him stuck there for another year or two because he's just stuck there. Now let's get to the 10. This might anger probably most of you guys, but I see Eric Emerald leaving and Kyle Larson himself going into the 10.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's Keselowski.
Because you know why we're putting him there? It's because Clint Boyer's staying in the 14 another year because he ain't retired.
Oh my gosh.
We got it. Because if you've seen Clint Boyer this year, he's done pretty great at pissing people off and racing pretty well. So, you know, we got to give him that last year for him. Now, here's where Jared can yell at me all he wants. Eric Jones is staying in the 20. Just for the fact that I'm not excited for him. I just don't see Christopher Bell moving up to the 20 that quickly. Maybe in a year or two. I feel this is again. Cindric is going to the 21 just because that seems like it's going to happen. As much as I want to put Justin Haley at the 24, and Tanner knows how much I want him there, it's going to be Byron either way, so just put Byron.
That's the right decision.
I want to put Justin there. I don't think you understand how much I want to put him there.
Hold up, wait, Kylie. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Where the hell is Matt the Benedetto going?
You want me to get to that?
Let her explain.
Okay.
Okay, you ready for me to anger Caleb? The Benedetto's going to the 32, and you'll see why in a few seconds here.
Back to the 32.
He's going back there.
He's on the team now.
Why is he going back to his hole? That's not a good place for him.
The 34 is going to be Amarola because, yeah, I don't see him being completely gone from the sport, but at the same time.
How dare you? How dare you?
Like I said before, Custer's going to stay there for at least probably another year. Give him another one, and maybe it's going to be Swerve. And, you know, my favorite time, Chastain's going to the 42. It's his time.
No.
His time is now.
No, it's not.
Decker, I don't care. You can sit.
Come on.
Custer the 42.
Custer.
That's a hot take.
Okay, you guys. You guys ready for this moment?
Oh no! I know what you're gonna do! I know exactly what you're gonna do! Wait, LaJoy! What? No, that's not what I thought you were gonna do!
What is this kind of Raven
I
Jacob?
don't see him there.
Wait, did you put LaJoy in the 48?
I'm
LaJoy's
waiting
40?
for John Hunter Nemechek to go to
Oh.
the 18 and Joe Gibbs. Golly.
So, Bell's staying in the 95. He don't deserve to move anywhere, to be honest.
No, it's Justin Haley. He deserves to be moved to McDonald's.
Oh, you're gonna regret that.
That's why I'm just there, trust me. So, just for, you know, some shit and giggles, we gonna put, who do we want to put in the 96? Didn't think I'd get this far without being killed.
Decker.
Anyone but her. Let's put, you know what, we've already angered people enough. Let's put Allgaier in the 96.
Oh no! Okay, the Toyota! Just imagine that. Just imagine a nice big red 96 Toyota with brand colors and yellow numbers.
Well,
Like
there's
I
gonna
said,
be a
this is how
big
we
red.
ange people.
I'm gonna lie.
And Zach, can you play for the 51 Nally Decker?
Yes.
I'll let him have this. I'll let him have it.
Alright, I'm
don't see her winning
Decker
anything.
and Caleb's 51 too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's go check the comment section to see how angry people are at
Get
me.
Xfinity people.
You've so far got one. We're gonna go through everyone's silly season predictions. So everyone, put your silly season predictions in the chat, and we'll go through some of your best picks.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Tanner, this is your shining time.
Alrighty. First up, we have the number 2 at Roger Penske. And here's my honest opinion. I really don't see Brad going anywhere. Oh. He's having a better year. I think he's still got a bit left in the tank.
What? We can't hear you,
Tanner,
Tanner.
you just died again.
Tanner's going away from the mic. He's dead. He's flying away.
Oh no!
Alright, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yep. We got you, Logan.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, we hear you. Okay, Tanner, there we go. We got you.
Brad Keselowski says it too. I just don't really see him going anywhere. There's really no other place to go for him. I feel like he needs to stay at Roger Penske. He's getting a little better treatment with Jerry Bowles as crew chief, and I feel like he doesn't need to leave. Alrighty. Now I got out of the way. Number 10. Eric. I'm going to be honest with this. I don't really see Eric going anywhere. He just really doesn't show.
Thank you.
I don't really see him going anywhere.
Hey,
Oh,
who
yeah.
replaced Brad Keselowski with Eric Almirola?
Oh, crap. I screwed
What?
up.
Brad is a 10. Oh, that's a hot take.
I think I accidentally. Yeah. But I don't really see Eric going anywhere. He's got sponsorship from Smithfield. He's going to stay there for years to come until he retires.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
All right. 14. This is literally a wide open. It's anyone's ball game. I'm going to say Kyle Larson will not get to 14. He does not have enough funding around him, even if Stewart tries to support him. Clint Boyer, as much as I hate it, I don't really see him.
Oh, my God.
He's not coming back. No bias on that.
Dang.
I hope.
I was gonna wait till the end of your thing and make.
I feel like it's Chase Briscoe's spot now.
So you could put. Yeah.
I think
Interesting.
Oh, hold on. But in my honest opinion, I feel like Chase Briscoe's going to get that spot. He's breaking out. That's how you make your name in this sport. You have to break out in the Xfinity Series.
What did you just do?
Crap! You can take control of that. I can't.
Alright.
I suck. Look, just put Chase Briscoe there.
that sucks.
All right.
You're amazing, Tanner.
Oh my god, what did you just do? Who's doing that?
Not me.
I'm trying to fix it.
I'm just going to stay away from it.
Alright.
Yeah, just say it and I'll put it
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Alright, Tanner, what's
20.
your next one?
The 20 is going to be Eric Jones' spot because DeWalt has more control of the 20 than anyone. And they will not go back to a downgrade at Gone Brothers or Loving Family Racing because I think Eric Jones is just going to stay there because DeWalt
Well, for
has more
that comment,
control.
Tanner,
What?
put Boyer to the 24.
No.
Wow.
Damn.
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh,
All
you
right.
can't say that.
I can't say that.
the 21 at Wood Brothers Racing. I feel like Matt DiBenedetto is going to stay there because I feel like the Wood Brothers are invested with him. The team is fully behind him. He's got funding from Menards, which Paul Menards is trying to slightly help him a little, but I don't feel like he's not going anywhere. He's trusting in the Penske system, but I don't see him getting into Penske overall. The 24 at HMS. Is this a freaking joke? Jared, shut up.
Yeah, we all know he wants to put Justin Haley there.
Shut up. Alright, so 32 at Go Fast. Corey LaJoy is staying there because, let's be honest, the team they love Corey LaJoy, and his personality is going to keep him there for a while, and I don't see Corey going anywhere.
Unless he fights Denny Hamlin.
Alright, the 34 at Front Row.
Oh my god.
This could actually, I'm about to go crazy with this one.
Uh-oh.
I feel like Austin Cindric's going to get 34.
What?
Whoa.
Hear me out. It's going to be a development deal, like how Chris Buescher did at JTG. Because remember, he was going to get to replace Michael McDowell when he had that little issue. And I feel like if he can go to Front Row, he can quietly elevate the Front Row Motorsports as a whole, as we can see with John Hunter. And I feel like if they can get younger, I feel like the team will improve for many years to come. 41. I don't see Cole Custer going anywhere. It's only been 1 year. There's no need to fire it. And as we know, the 42 of Ross Chastain is going to get that ride. It's been his ride since he entered the Chip Ganassi system, and it's going to be his year. And I'm surprised no one has said this yet, but I feel like Noah Gragson gets 48.
No.
I'm sorry, but no. And I'm a Noah Gregson fan. It's not happening.
Hold on. I feel like Rick Hendrick doesn't believe in his drivers. He doesn't believe in Chase Byron or Bowman. And I feel like it would be a disgrace if they bring in a veteran. It would just kill the momentum of the team and lose their trust in him. And I feel like Noah is deserving of that spot, in my opinion. 95. It's going to be Christopher Bell's spot. I feel like he can bring the team a little bit. It's not Asshole. I feel like he's going to stay there for a few years. He'll be in Joe Gibbs someday, but not now.
Hopefully tomorrow.
Well, you better get to prayer. And the 96 at Gone Brothers Racing. Daniel Suarez has the funding. He's going to keep that 96 for a while. He's probably going to stay there for the remainder of his career because his career is not going to go any further than it is.
Is it Decker to the 51?
Yes, Decker to the 51.
All right, so y'all.
So far, every single
you'll either-
prediction
all
has
right, so
had Natalie Decker in it.
Everyone will either think mine is really tame or really insane. I'm not sure which one.
Let's hear it.
You're always
First
saying
things
that.
first. Brian Keselowski is having way too much success right now to leave the 2 car. He's just been too good right now. He's got 2 wins. Even as the apparent 3rd priority, he's still got 2 wins. What the fuck did I just do? He's got a lot going for him. He's a championship contender. So I think he'll wind up staying. As much as this one pains me to say, I just don't see anyone worthy of the 10 car. I think Almirola ends up staying just because there's really no other option. Especially given that the best
Oh
option,
my gosh.
the best option.
You've seen the light! Thank you!
I still think he'll finish 23rd in points.
Totally.
Well,
The team is nowhere near a 23rd place.
4 straight top
Especially
5s.
Their best option
4
to
straight
replace
top 5s.
their best option to replace Eric Almirola is going to the 14, Chase Briscoe,
Ooh,
and then
denying Larson.
and then for the number 20, especially if things keep going at the rate they are, if Christopher Bell finishes higher in points, especially than Eric Jones, there is no way he doesn't get the 20.
Woo!
Because there is no
Yeah.
way Eric Jones can justify getting the 20. It can justify keeping the 20 if Bell beats him. And then for the 21 of Wood Brothers, Matt DiBenedetto. I don't see him going anywhere. The 24 is Byron's unless something crazy happens, like he says, let's not go there.
Says the Kyle Larson mark.
All right.
No.
Wow.
All right. The number 32 Go Fast car. Oh boy, I'm gonna hear it for this one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
No! Woo! Wait a minute!
Our system?
Here's
There's
the
no
thing.
way.
I
Let's
feel
cheer you
like
up.
it's gonna be the same deal as the JTG and Roush Fenway. Like Chris Buescher ended up in the Hendricks system for a while and then went back to Roush. I feel like it's going to be the same thing for Austin Cindric, except between Penske and SHR. It's going to be even better for him because it's the same manufacturer. I feel like part of Chris Buescher's struggle this year is he's trying to adapt from the Camaro to the Mustang. I feel like that's part of his issue. The 34. I'm surprised I'm the only one that's going to say this, but I think McDowell comes back.
No, I don't.
That's 50-50.
The
I think
41,
Amarillo does there.
the 41 is going to be Cole Custer. I think we all agree on that.
Yes.
The 42 is going to be Ross Chastain. I think all of the rational ones of us agree with
Yes.
that. The 48.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
yes.
I can't see it. My thing's lagging.
First of all, Corey LaJoie has Old Spice sponsorship, so he has backing behind. So he has backing behind him. Second of all,
Old Spice is a one-off.
with Brad Keselowski staying in the 2, I feel like LaJoy is the next best option to replace him. Because there's not
proud of
because
you.
I don't see any of Hendrick's sponsors approving of Kyle Larson going there. I don't see either Bell or Jones leaving the Toyota system. And I don't think that Cole Custer or Daniel Suarez or any of these guys are worthy of the 48. So it leaves Corey LaJoy as the second best option. If Keselowski is available, they're probably going to take it. But Keselowski, I think, is going to go back, and it's going to be LaJoy getting the 48.
Just wanted to point out something, Zach. I'm pretty sure that Old Spice sponsorship was only one race. They haven't sponsored him since the one race they sponsored him in the Daytona 500 in 2019.
I think they sponsored him for a couple races in 19. I think they're going to sponsor him for a couple races again.
They haven't said anything.
Maybe.
Plus, the Schluter Systems might try to follow him to Hendrick.
Maybe.
Because if their driver is going to Hendrick, they're going to be like, oh, fuck, we want to go there. Fuck this back marker. As for the 95, I'm sorry. You can't Eric Jones, you can't justify staying in the 20. Not with how you've been doing. You just can't justify that. You just can't. As for the 96, I say Suarez stays. 51, fuck it. I think it's Joey Gase, but for the fuck of it, I'll say I think Joey Gase stays there, but I think for the fuck of it, I'll say Decker. But now let me do some really crazy shit.
I want to say one thing before you say your crazy shit. Some sponsorship silly season news. Al moves over to Alex Bowman.
Is that confirmed or is that your prediction?
He said silly season.
That's my prediction.
Silly season prediction.
Yeah,
That's my prediction too.
I think Ally does go to Bowman. Not for a full season though. I think they split.
Watching.
I'm gonna say, like, as part of mine with Brad, I think a few sponsors might go with them. Like, I don't know, if Miller Lite comes back, they'll probably stay with Penske, but it would be pretty crazy to see it, like Discount Tire or somebody like that decide to go with Brad. It's definitely a possibility if he leaves the team. Someone will go with him.
Lawrence, Truck Porch, Worth. We'll move over with Brad.
Yeah.
Alright, now here's some of my crazy shit. The 59 goes full-time.
Full-time?
Yes, full-time. Uncharted, but full-time. And the guy who gets it is Brandon Jones. Because I feel if they're gonna go full time, they need a guy with sponsorship to run the ride. And I feel like within the Toyota system, that would be Brandon Jones.
I actually agree with you on that.
Well, since you're doing that, here's my prediction to the 59. But it will only be part-time between Riley Herbst and Harrison Burton. Because I was thinking about doing that, but I was like, fuck it, let's not.
Yeah, we're just gonna put Brandon Jones there.
Now here's a really insane one.
Let's hear it.
Oh yeah, the 18's going to be open too. Do not forget, because Cowboys quits NASCAR after.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen with Spire. It's
Noah Gregson.
No. It's gonna be another full-time car split between part-timers. Noah Gregson is gonna have it for 5 races. Justin Allgaier is gonna have it for a couple races.
Whoa.
No, that's fine. We'll take it.
That's impressive.
Reed Sorensen is gonna have it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Have it for most of the season. And then you want to know my really insane one?
Let's hear it.
Jimmy Johnson, 5 races for Spire Motorsports in 2021.
Okay, no.
Oh, actually, let me add on to that. Remember what I said earlier. Brad Keselowski goes to the 48, however, it won't be the 48. It'll be the 5 or the 25. If Johnson does that Spire thing, then for the races Jimmy's in it, it's renumbered to the 48.
That's my prediction, too. Corey LaJoy moves to the 5.
Ooh.
Seth, I love what you did there. I'm so proud.
Yeah. I was the only one.
That's the problem.
Bruh.
Good job, Caleb. I see you know what you're doing. Does mine pop up for you guys, Caleb?
This is something.
Justin Haley is going to do a part-time slate for calling next year. He's not going to have a full-time cup ride.
I'll probably add on to that. I'm not going to put it here, but part of a prediction that I also had is that Kaulig increases their schedule, so they'll run all the plate races with Justin Haley, and then I would also like to see them run road courses with AJ Allmendinger. I think that would be pretty cool.
Ooh.
If they can convince him that it's possible. Rising from the dead.
He has risen!
The dead has risen
to Spire Motorsports!
Alright,
Richard Childress, I mean, like, you better go up to Richard Childress and say, give me back my number.
LOL.
Now to the sexy part of this podcast, guys.
No. Wait, first I want to go through some of what everyone said, some of the sexy predictions that we got from here.
Let's go.
All right, we've got we've got Colin who says Tyler Ankrum to the 48. Let's all shame him because that's
No.
Richard Childress loves Tyler Reddick. He will not let him go.
No, Ankrum.
No, Tyler Ankrum.
Oh, Tyler Ankrum. He's not ready.
He'll never get the 48.
He'll never be ready for Cup. He sucks.
All right.
Probably never will. He's got to work his way to the
All right,
top.
but this one is more interesting. Harrison Burton to the 95.
Not after 1 year.
Not ready. He's not ready yet.
Again, I could see him I'd say part-time in the 59.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. The only way I see Harrison Burton coming is if, as Jared pointed out, Kyle Busch NASCAR, they just bump up Burton.
Well, no, here's the thing. If that happens, then Bell gets the 18.
Oh, yeah.
No.
You know what, Eric Jones?
No.
Eric Jones, you're going back to the 20.
They'll put Brandon Jones in the 95 full-time if what you said about Kyle Busch happens.
The 18 opens up with Christopher Bell driving the M&M's Toyota.
That was the only way I'd see Harrison Burton.
No, M&M's will just leave.
After the season of not winning.
M&M's will rage quit.
No.
Let's move on to the next one here.
Let's go.
Eric Jones to the 25. No.
Ooh, I like that, honestly. I like that. That's my second pick to go to.
Why?
I've heard people saying it, but no. Okay, there's only one case that I could make with that, and that's the Joey Logano situation. He spent those years with JGR, did kind of nothing, got a few wins here and there, very similar to Eric Jones, but wasn't really the greatest. Then goes over to Penske, a ride that many thought at the time he didn't deserve, and look what he's done since then. He's pissed a bunch of people off and made enemies for life, but he's been one of the best, most talented drivers in the series. That could happen with Eric Jones, but I don't know. I still don't see it happening.
All right. He also had Burton to the 95 and Jones to the 96. Fireball.
Damn.
Ooh, you guys are we're gonna have a lot of fun with this one. Christopher Bell to the 14.
It's 50-50.
It would be dangerous. if they got Larson and Bell in the same offseason. Can you imagine that?
Oh my
Could you
god,
imagine
that
Bell?
would be the
Oh,
scariest
man.
lineup I've ever seen.
Could you imagine Bell driving for God? Just imagine that pairing.
Imagine all the memes from you.
You know what? I mean, nobody's ever talked about it.
I did. I said I want him to go to the 14. But
That is a possibility.
And
It's
I'm just
possible.
gonna
Oh,
say
wait.
this.
There's
Only
actually more.
predictions
There's actually more to this one.
Yeah.
Clint Boyer stays in the 14. Levine Family Racing has to shut down, and
Whoa.
so Bell moves to Stuart Haas, and Almirola ends up having to go to Xfinity.
I've heard women's combine could shut down.
For your championship.
I feel like Eric will just fade away from the sport.
Yeah, I would too.
He has children anyway.
But I've heard rumors that Levine could shut down at season 10.
Yeah.
That would I don't see it happening, but if it were, it would be very unfortunately unsurprising because that's just a pattern we see.
If Levine shut down seasons and Bell's going to the 20, they're not letting him go.
If Levine shuts down, nobody needs to team up with Joe Gibbs.
Yeah, no, that would be it.
That would be the last one, other than maybe Gaunt Brothers. But Gaunt Brothers is probably a back marker even with Gibbs support.
Can we do Jared's thoughts real quick?
Let's finish this. JD says Noah Gragson to the 37.
What the hell?
That's
Ryan Reese just gets snuffed.
Oh yeah, I think he said one time Ryan Priest just leaves. Like we just end Ryan Priest. Like he doesn't do anything wrong. They just say goodbye, and we just never see or hear from him again.
He pulls a Carl Edwards.
Or he goes back down to modifieds.
If modifieds even run.
I'd like to see if the Carter thing goes to the 17 after Chris Buescher gets in a career-ending accident.
Yeah, let's find out.
Kenseth.
Matt Kenseth comes out in retirement again.
Again.
Oh god.
Anything else interesting, Zachy Stono?
I don't think so.
Zachy Bear.
Well then,
Yeah, let's go to Jared's thoughts now, and then we'll go to our last little segment.
so I was gonna originally do Our Mother Nature is a Dumb Bitch, but after doing this, we need another Toyota team. The Toyota development drivers are so stacked. We've got Eckes, we've got Burton, Herbst, Brandon Jones, Bell, and teams can only have 4 drivers in Cup. Either we need another big Toyota team, or NASCAR needs to get rid of the fucking car rule because there's so many drivers getting screwed over by Toyota because they can't kick out Cowboys. They're not going to kick out Hamlin. They're not going to kick out Truex. There's really only one car that they can swap each year, and then you're screwing over people like Eric Jones and Suarez and all them. But Suarez deserved it. He's trash. But you get what I'm saying.
No.
Thoughts on that vacancy?
I have in defense of Daniel Suarez. He was rushed too quick, and he deserved better. That's my final case. You make
No, I'm not talking about that. Do you think there needs to be another big Toyota team, or do you think NASCAR needs to get rid of the 5-car rule? 4-car rule.
I would love to see another Toyota team. Toyotas are just so honestly outnumbered when it comes to the field when Ford and Chevy get all the love. Meanwhile, last year Toyota destroyed everyone, but they're all just changing to Ford and Chevy. Like, come on, somebody man up and take the non-American manufacturer up for the deal. Come on.
Caleb.
there needs to be one. The closest thing we really got to another competitive one besides Furniture Row was Michael Waltrip Racing. And if I'm not mistaken, they had an alliance with JGR, right? At the time that they were a thing.
I think they did their own
They
stuff.
were their own entity.
Okay, so yeah, they were the closest to it. But I'd say the problem really is, again, it's just a bunch of these small backmarker teams that are going to Toyota because they have nothing better to do, and that's the only way they can get good. But that basically is throwing your team down the toilet because you're going to shut down within the next 3 or 4 years, even with a team like Furniture Row. What we need is a big team, or at least a mid-tier team, to step it up and decide to switch to Toyota. Because if that doesn't happen, then we're just never going to get another Toyota team, and it's going to be only JGR. Because ever since Toyota's gotten into the sport, it seems like nobody wants to switch to Toyota. Like, they've been here for so long at this point, since 2007, and the only successful team has been Joe Gibbs Racing. Nobody else is going to switch to it, and it's just a bunch of smaller teams. That's the issue, and I don't know if it's ever going to be fixed. That's just my take on it.
Like Caleb said, we just need more of the backmarker teams to honestly just step up their game at this point. Maybe even get rid of the rule of car limit, and that might actually work as well. I don't know if Toyota will ever get better. It might just stay the same, or we might just never have Toyota again, because maybe the Joe Gibbs will switch to another manufacturer. We'll never know.
Tanner?
In honesty, I feel like they have to get someone because they can't really rely on these all smaller teams in that because they just they can't last very long when they're in the JGR system. You can promote Brandon Jones to the Cup Series. I feel like you can bring a little enough neutral with the team to keep them around because they're dying for sponsorship. The lower teams who are aligning themselves with Joe Gibbs Racing. That's the biggest issue with them. They have to have enough funding for them to last for the next decade or so because they can't really rely on having a one-year deal with them and just shut down the next year because it's going to kill Toyota overall because whenever Joe Gibbs either retires or the team fades away, Toyota's going to be gone from the sport entirely. And all the superstars will be gone to other teams.
Toyota, I think it's an issue with their business model. Because, like Bacon said, they won 19 races last year, so why does no one want to race for Toyota? I mean, it's not percent. It's not like public Toyotas, them taking Toyotas that's making them not want to race for Toyota. There's an actual massive monetary risk that comes with dealing with the Toyota system, namely getting the life slowly squeezed out of you to feed the mothership, and that's Toyota's problem. They are too focused on JGR, and it's leading to success right now. But 5-10 years down the road, when Kyle Busch eventually falls off, Hamlin's not gonna last. Hamlin maybe lasts another 5 years. Martin Truex is not gonna last much longer. When those three are gone, you're not gonna have much at Toyota because you're gonna be left with Eric Jones. With people like Eric Jones, who's gonna suck, and then maybe Christopher Bell can pick up the slate a little bit, but it's successful now, but their model is unsustainable. I think is Toyota's issue. I don't feel like you can sustain one massive super team like this because we've seen that all empires fall. The Hendrick Empire fell. The Gibbs Empire is going to fall soon. All right, with that, I think we're going to go to the second sheet on this page, which is our MLCS predictions.
Oh man,
I already know how this is going to go.
Here we go. I gotta get rid of a few of these. So we're gonna start with, we're gonna obviously start with Jared. Jared, are you here?
I think he passed away.
Damn. Alright, so in that case, we'll start with Caleb, and Tanner, and then we'll go to Jared if he's back. Wait, Jared, are you back?
Hello? I had myself freaking muted.
Bro. Alright, you're going first, Jared.
I was like, can you not hear me? Hello?
No, we could not hear you.
I went and fed my cat. So just give me a second. Let me get the form up. Alright, I'm here. I think we should do round by round. You need to remove Carter's.
Yeah, I'm gonna remove Carter.
And Raven. And Brendan. But I think we should go round by round and talk about it. So, the round of 12. The first seed in the round of 12 will be the 00 Turner Campos. He's shown great speed the last few weeks. Yeah. And with the second seed will be the 15, wherever the hell he's at.
Yeah.
Of Caleb Marinelli. He's done pretty good as well. So yeah, the third seed will be the GOAT himself, the champion, Jared Holmes. He is literally the best driver of all time. The fourth seed, Carter Jones. He is the GOAT. Next will be JD Bregler. Because Hosmad runs his shit. Then Brandon Allen. Because like I said, Hosmad runs his shit. Then Ray Badagan. Because Hosmad runs his shit. And then Collie Greeter. Then Benjamin Deloney. You'll have enough playoff points to carry him. Now, this is where it gets hard. We got Grant Steele, we got Scott, Idle, Dorinda, Richie, Servia, and Roten. I think Justin Richie saw him right here. And I think Gavin, no, I don't know. This is hard between who gets the last two transfer spots. I think it will be... I think Gavin Grant has enough playoff points to take him there. Come here, kitty, then. Come on. Stay. And then the last person in will be Gene Collier-Renda. And then the eliminations in the round of 16 will be Collier Scott, Matthew Idle, Greg Serby, and Patrick Roden. I think we're doing this round by round, so next would be Tanner. Tanner, be your round of 12 predictions.
I'm having a few issues to get on that link right now. Some
it's on the exact same thing.
It's on the same thing as the other one.
That's fine.
Okay.
So you want Caleb to go next?
Someone breathing into their mic.
Okay. The first person who makes it into the round of 12 will be obviously Benjamin Deloney, since he has enough playoff points. Gavin and Caleb are automatically safe. They have enough playoff points to survive. Same with me, Carter and Kyler. And Brandon. Y'all got those?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. JD and Jared will make it. And now there's 5 spots left. And this is anyone's ball game in my opinion. But I feel like the best person to survive would probably be Kylie Greeter because she's honestly has more speed than the other people, and she's probably gonna at least make it past the round of 12 because she has a high established finish at any of them, and she's more consistent than all of them.
Two spots left, Tanner, between 6 drivers.
Justin and Richie will take one of them. Who's left? Who do I have left?
Idle, Dagan,
Rodent,
and Yorinda. So, Idle, Dagan, Yorinda, Serbia, and Roden.
I feel like Dagan will make it past because he's on a better equipped team than all the other 4 combined, so he's going to easily make it past.
So, Yorinda, Serbia, Idle, and Roden. First 4 out.
Yup.
Alright.
Alright.
Caleb.
My turn. Alright, I'm gonna try to see this. It's not gonna be perfect. But I think he has momentum. Tanner's gonna be on top going into the round of 12. And then let's see, this is where it's gonna get maybe a bit rough from here.
I tried to see them too. I know it won't be right.
Yeah. Gavin Grant, gonna be up there. He's, one of the more consistent drivers. He and Tanner kind of had that battle toward the end. And then I'm gonna say Carter will be 3rd. Myself, I'll probably fall a spot. I won't do the greatest in the round, but it'll be enough to survive. Then I'm gonna say Benjamin Deloney, and I only say this because he is extremely inconsistent, and I don't have the most confidence in him.
Next, just gotta stay silent through all this.
Yeah.
He ain't even doing a bracket because he's like, no, I'm not letting someone call it rigged if I get one thing up.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Then Brandon Allen. I think the rest of these I'm just gonna kind of fill in. JD's gonna make it in. Jared's gonna make it in. Braves probably locked this point. Kylie's definitely getting it. Let's see. Then I'm gonna say, because I've been seeing speed out of it, Justin Ricci is gonna make it in. And let's see what I got left to work with.
Kyle Scott, Idle, Yorinda, Serbia, and Roden.
I'm gonna say, because he's kind of fallen off the second half of the season, but he's barely gonna make it in. Kyle Scott will barely make it into the round of 12 there. So the ones eliminated are Matthew Idle, Giancarlo Yorinda, Greg Serbia, and Patrick Roden.
I'm gonna put down here who gets eliminated for each one.
Alright. It'll be Greg 16th, by the way. I don't know if you're going to label them, but he just falls off a cliff.
I'm not. I'm just gonna put. Don't go yet, Bacon. Let me get all this shit down here ready.
I'm just gonna think about it for a bit. Just
Great.
I already know who I'm killing off in the first part. If that gives you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Charlie.
Idle, Scott, Idle, Serbia, and Roden. This is around the 12 for me. Then for Tanner, it's Idle, Yorinda, Serbia, and Roden. For Caleb, it's Idle, Yorinda, Serbia, and Roden. Alright, Deacon.
Alright. So for the round of 12, obviously, he's the first person going to make it in. Benjamin Delaney. He has the most playoff points. He's been inconsistent, but I feel like he can probably make it in. Definitely right behind him, surprisingly, Tanner Campos. I feel like Tanner can pull off an upset. Since he's been on a roll recently, I feel like he can make it in. And then my third seed, surprisingly, my Justin Ritchie up here. I feel like he'll get a win in the round of 16. Move on to the round of 12. And then for my other picks, obviously you got your Jared Holmes. I feel like Jared can. My bad.
Yeah, I'll help you.
Copy.
I got you. I got you.
There you go. Brandon Allen.
Do you need help with this one, Beckham?
I thought you were gonna do it, and then.
Oh yeah, I'll do it for you. Just name them.
And then I put Carter Jones as well. And then JD Brigler definitely is going to make it. Like, not putting JD Brigler into the round of 12 is like. Did you do it, or is my thing lagging?
I gotcha.
Next, Ravid Dagan, he's gonna make it. Now, I'm surprised none of you put him in, but... Ooh, that's a dot. Ooh, dang it. Oh, I messed that up. It was gonna be Matthew Idle.
There you go. Oh, you had it down, didn't you deleted it? Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. Oh, well, you deleted it. There you go. Don't worry, Bacon's new to the podcast. He'll figure all this out eventually.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just really bad at this.
It's not one of his good talents.
I'll probably practice a lot more. I'd rather have my computer. I'd do this way easier if I had my computer. Kylie Greeter definitely going to make it into the next round. I feel like she's definitely got the power under the hood to get there. Gavin Grant's also going to make it in. I feel like he can make it in. Now, bottom 5. One of them's definitely the odd pick here, and of course Caleb Marinelli's going to make it.
Okay, I was going to say.
I will laugh if you didn't put him in.
I was about.
That would have been a shocker.
Yeah, you'll slide 12th, but...
This is the second
Caleb,
prediction
you won't
that
put them on mine.
Scotty goes out in the round of 16. I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah.
I said Mr. H. Yeah, he's going out in the round of 16. I'm sorry, Scotty.
Scotty.
But I think Idle's going to make it past. I'm sorry. It was either Idle or you, and I thought Idle was going to make it.
Serbia and Roden. Now on to Kylie.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Okay. Caleb, are you going to do mine? I listen off because I knew it still.
Yeah, just
What was that?
just speak the name and I'll put it for you.
Okay, just put all Hostman in there already. Because we all know they're going to make it. Like, them as a whole.
You make it sound like it's rigged.
Wow.
Are you talking Postmat plus race gaze?
Hostman plus race gaze minus me, because we have to get to that part at the end there.
Oh.
He's gonna kill himself.
Oh.
Trust me, I have something planned out for me.
How about Raven? Does he count?
Yeah, Raven count.
Of course he does.
I didn't know if you meant those.
Up to the round of 12.
That's right. I always forget that Raven's just not.
He will next year. We'll get a tail.
So we gotta put Deloney in there. Cause it can't be a thing without him. Put Fireball in there.
I'm gonna put Justin Newman as the 17th seed. Making an executive decision.
Oh my.
Yeah,
He just
Grant's
says that
gotta
after his
go in
awesome
there.
commercial. Did anyone see Justin Newman's commercial?
That was so great. It was so great.
Greatest thing ever.
Uh-oh.
Justin Newman's commercial.
That's better than my Eat Cane's S Good commercial.
Miranda.
Yeah, he's gonna be looking rad in around the 12.
So now we get to the funny part here. So, final race of the round of 12. By a sheer fluke, Greg Servia wins the race. Put Greg in there.
Oh my god.
What in the heck?
So Kyler Scott doesn't make it. Matthew Heidel doesn't make it. You don't make it.
I don't make it.
And Giancarlo doesn't make it.
No one's gonna have. Yeah, Giancarlo. No one's gonna have Snap-on make it. He's just.
He doesn't pay enough attention to the series, and the fact that he even made the playoffs is honestly just.
The A team as a whole ain't really that competitive.
Yeah, Zach is not doing this, so back to my predictions. Moving on to the round of 8. Eddie Campos,
I know what you're gonna do.
Caleb Marinelli,
There's a perfect 8 right here.
Carter Jones,
I think it's the same thing I'm doing.
Jetty Bregler, Brendan Allen, Kylie Peter,
Oh, why?
Benjamin Deloney.
Raven doesn't make it.
He's been slow.
Raven doesn't
You don't see much. You don't see much speed out of Raven. Raven's
He's
hardly
GG
ever running top 10. When was the
I
last
think
time
I'll have to
Raven
wait
finished?
until. I don't know. I'll have to wait till I do mine to see what I think of it.
When was the last time Raven finished top 10?
I don't know. I was just thinking you were gonna do the whole Hostman affiliate thing and just put all 8 of us there.
Yeah, so Raven Dagan, Justin Ritchie, Gavin Grant, King Collioranda.
digging.
And Aranda put out in around the 12.
I
In
should
around
have been
12.
told off that round. I should have been not in the round of 12.
I was stuck between you and Justin. Rich. I went with you. Benjamin Deloney gets in a must win and he wins the final race of the round of 12 to make it in.
Dang, Benjamin Deloney had 5 wins on the season. Like, honestly, just paying him the championship.
Ain't it winning your
I
end,
said
Zach?
DNF the entire round of.
Zach, is it winning your end?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm so fucking excited for the playoffs, Zach. You don't even understand. Do we have special playoff markers?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah, they're blue.
I've not seen them. Are they in the MLS chat
They
yet?
were in the promo at the end of the
They're in the
race.
promo, and
I had to
they're
catch
posted.
them afterwards because my race was lagging the whole time.
I'll have to look at the race. Anyway, we're gonna go on to Training camps.
Alrighty. Obviously, Benjamin Deloney is going to barely survive and making it to the round of 8. Just barely to keep his playoff hopes alive.
Did you kill him?
No. That's for later, but me and Caleb will survive. Carter will survive too. So will Brandon and JD.
Carter and Brandon. JD. Alright.
Alrighty. Let's take a look at who's left. Those 2 spots. One is for Jared, obviously. He has enough speed to keep his playoff hopes alive.
I was consistent there for a little bit, but fell off. But
Yeah. You still have a little bit of life left in the tank.
True.
And then I feel like only 2 people are worthy to make the round of 8. And I feel like it's 2 underdogs, but only one can get it. I feel like Justin Ritchie might sneak in.
Whoa.
So, eliminated is Gavin Grant.
Gavin Grant.
Wow, Gavin's not getting any love at all.
Scott.
Yeah.
Tyler
No.
Scotty. Kylie Grader. And Ray Dagan.
I
There's really
guess
nothing
to be out
noteworthy
by
about
round
GG
eight.
Motorsports. You'll fall
Yeah,
short,
Raven-
Kylie.
No, I just
Raven
won't
is
make
not-
it at all. That's my goal.
Raven does not just can't compete, to be honest. He's just slow a lot. Alright,
That's a
next
good
is
point.
Caleb Mussolini.
Alright, so looking at this while you guys are doing it, I realize this is going to be more difficult than I give it credit for. First off, we're going to throw Tanner here. He definitely gets in. And then, dang, I don't know why y'all aren't showing love for this guy, but he's been good all season long. Gavin Grant's definitely making the round of 8. I say Carter is going to make it in. He's got one of the best cars in the field. Oh man, see, this is where it gets hard in a few places. I'll put myself in there. I'll probably make it in. This is...
Oh,
Alright, we're gonna throw JD in there.
good job.
It gets iffy at about this point, because you got some inconsistency.
Some.
Yeah, I got a good amount of it.
Barely, if any.
So I guess, well, right there, it looks like all of the main Hose Mad team makes it in. Alright, then we're gonna put...
Stewart Haas 2018. One only go to get one in the Final Four, baby.
Yep.
Let's go.
It's gonna be a bit of a shocker for what you're gonna see when it's said and done.
Yeah, mine is too.
Don't you dare put me in round of 8, Caleb.
This is where I gotta really think about it.
Good job.
Got this.
What other?
All right.
Zach, I got a question real quick. What other were in 2003 playoffs? Just Brandon series?
I think I'm the only one that has playoffs.
I think the Funimation does too.
Oh wait, yeah, I think they do, but I think it's just like a straight up like 2004 style chase.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright.
Oh, man, it's just
So- I was about to eliminate Benjamin Deloney, but I thought about it. He'll pull something out of nowhere. Kylie barely misses out, because the only reason that I was hesitant about Benjamin Deloney is that if he's not winning races, he's finishing 29. Like, he is terrible if he's not winning the race. And that's just how he's been all season long. But he'll find some way, somehow, to get it done. And the only reason Kylie won't get in is because her equipment is terrible. And she won't be able to... The car itself just won't be able to line up against, some of these other cars that we have here, like the Hose Mad guys and Gavin Grant and the Race Gaze cars. Just because, Greg Servia builds terrible race cars and she somehow is able to get them to great finishes.
Yeah, but don't forget she's for the streets.
I finished 27th today, Caleb. There's no in between for me. I'm either good or bad.
Oh,
That's
That's
that
why
best
I'm
average finish, though.
12.
on the bacon.
Alright, for the round of 8, I really thought about it, and I think Benjamin Deloney will make it in with another win. I feel like the guy is just way too powerful to stop, and I think the train will just keep on rolling. Definitely next, Tanner Campos will definitely make it in. I feel like Tanner has proven himself over and over again to rise to the occasion like he did just today. And Carter Jones. I feel like Carter's gonna pull some crazy stuff out in the round of 12. Totally make a name for himself. And, you know, do stuff, I guess. Definitely Brandon Allen's gonna make it in. I mean, saying Brandon Allen won't make it into the round of 8 is like saying, cheese shouldn't be on pizza. Definitely JD Bregler will just be a consistent driver. He'll make it into the round of 8. I'd have to say, Jared's gonna do worse in the round of 12. So, but honestly, I still think he's gonna make it. There's no way he doesn't make it, unless Zach totally just doesn't want Jared to make it. Pull some massive crap at him.
Yeah.
I'm calling you out, Carter. Anyways, Raven Dagan, nah, he ain't gonna make it. Gavin Grant is, though. I feel like Gavin's just been the consistent driver all season. And I feel like he can pull it off. And then my last spot. So we've got Caleb Marinelli here, Kylie Greider, Matthew Idle, and Justin Ritchie. Now, I love all of these people. I mean, I guess. But I'd have to say my boy Caleb's got to make it in again. Barely, scratch by again, He just hasn't been a good player.
Totally. I go into the playoffs third, and then I just barely scrape through each round.
Justin Ritchie, I gave him a win in the round of 16, but I think that, fire just stops in the round of 12. For Matthew Idle, he barely got in over Kyler Scott. Kylie Greeter just hasn't been, I mean, she won at Daytona and that was it. And Raven Dagan just, Raven Dagan. Anyways, to Kylie.
Okay, boys, I'm ready to lose friends.
Oh.
So we gotta put Campos and Jones in here because if they don't make it in, I'm pretty sure there'll be a riot, quite literally. While you're at it, put Allen, Holmes, and Bregler in there.
Everyone has at least 6 Fords in their round of 8.
Well, Ford's
Wow.
the most dominant.
Yeah.
So
There's only
Deloney
no other
gets in there
established
too,
team or
and
manufacturer.
so does Richie.
Oh.
Whoa.
I say Fireball gets his first win in the round of 8 and somehow scrapes by in the other 2.
Oh my.
Okay, so as we remember, Caleb choked, at Charlotte.
Yeah.
At the Roval. I'm saying he chokes again, and Greg Servia somehow magically makes it into the round.
Greg?
What?
God, Greg's just gonna bullshit his way to a championship.
I told you, I'm here to not make friends. See, if Zach was in the playoffs, I would put Zach in there and make him win. But Zach being the great person he is not in the playoffs.
Okay, Tim.
Anyways,
Okay, time for Final Four. This Final Four is going to be the greatest Final Four in the history of any motorsport.
Oh
Tanner
my God.
Campos,
I know exactly what he's going to do.
Oh, God.
I know it's true.
Jared Holmes, Carter, and Caleb.
Maloney.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Giving
put
JD
JD.
the cold shoulder.
JD's been a little too inconsistent. He don't do good. Which means, unfortunately, JD gets out. Big boy Brandon gets out. What have you done down here?
I don't know. It was not intentional.
Kylie Grader
Why, hello.
and
Hello.
Benjamin Deloney misses. And I think before we go to the next one, just they didn't show up. Let's just absolutely fuck with Carter's predictions here.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Happy
first one's
Clover.
first, Carter misses.
Yeah, Carter just gets out.
Sylvia, Richie, Idol.
Scott.
Yes, Roden
We gotta put
wins.
Urenda in there. Throw in.
No.
Dagan.
Marinelli don't make it in. Neither does
Tom's
Campos. Neither does Bregler. Don't let Bregler win.
Well
This
then.
proves we're bad people, you guys.
Who
So
we
maybe
missed?
others actually make it in.
Justin Ritchie. Oh wait, we got Ritchie. Never mind. Brandon Allen. We're missing Brandon. And
Listen, Allen.
And then in his round of 8, he messaged me this. It's Roden.
Serbia. Big G Idol.
Carter's gonna come in here and say, you know what?
Urenda makes it twice.
There's 2 Uranus. Okay.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah, that works.
history.
well, hold
It's
on. One
a-
of them is not Urenda. It's
And Justin Ritchie.
Big G. Urenda does not make it to the championship 4, but Big G does.
Big G.
There we go.
Urenda
now,
wasn't even in the playoffs 3
now on to Tanner's championship 4.
Already.
What the hell are we doing with our lives?
First ticket to championship 4 goes to Jared.
Jared Holmes, championship 4 contender.
Ticket number 2. This belongs to me.
Bias.
No bias.
Bias. Bias.
No bias, right?
Honestly, it would be a big giant choke if Tanner didn't make the final 4, and just that's not.
I mean, like,
I mean, he
do that
finally-
all season.
He finally
The
just
third
won.
ticket
So.
to the championship 4 goes to Caleb.
Oh,
Oh,
Who's
dang.
that ticket? That's you.
And the final ticket goes to Benjamin Deloney.
Oh,
Interesting.
wow! You
he's gonna
knocked out
BS his
Carter.
way to the championship 4.
Wow, you knocked out Carter. What an asshole!
Honestly, can't believe you.
I know it sucks that
I'm
quick,
not-
Carter, but I just don't really see him getting in.
I already said I'm ready to not have fun at the end of this.
He's either running up front or getting involved in a wreck. His luck is too up and down.
All right.
On to Caleb's final 4.
Pretty sure I got mine set. Tanner's making it in. Gavin's making it in.
Huh?
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Carter's making it in. Oh,
Himself
God.
because he's that person.
I'm gonna get hate for this. I'm gonna get so much hate for this.
Yourself. I see
But
you.
I've been consistent. Well, not as of late,
Oh, wow. You're
but I've been able to stay up there in points.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but I haven't seen Jared up there and as consistently in the top 5 or 10 as he was at a certain stretch in the season.
Just 2 bad races.
No confidence.
I don't see you up there that much, Jared. I just don't.
Alright, my round of my final 4 are, yeah, we're just going to, Caleb finally has a good round in the round of 8. Surprisingly enough, Brandon Allen will make it to the final.
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
We're just gonna put Carter in the finale. A second. There we go. And for that final spot, now this is gonna be interesting. So we already got two race gays and a hose mat, and I think a certain other team will make it in there. And the only other one left is the only one left. And there's Benjamin Deloney. So he's gonna make.
You're just gonna kill Tanner?
You just killed 3/4 of hose mat.
I killed Tanner. I'm sorry.
You know what? We are committing it, or Jared did say the team's committing it freaking SHR, which means only one makes it in.
And
meanwhile, there's two
I'm
race
ready
gays
to lose the
cars.
rest of my friends.
There's two race gays cars in the final four.
That's
You ready
true.
for mine, Zach?
Oh boy, yeah, let's do it.
Swear I know what's gonna happen already.
Now it's time.
Allen goes in there. Bregler goes in there. What? You guys think I'm gonna do them like that? Deloney gets in there because he's magic. If you're watching this, Benny, hi. And you know, we're going to keep the streak going. Greg Serbia makes it to the championship.
I knew it. I knew it.
I'm not being paid.
Greg Serbia.
She's gonna make
You don't
Greg
get
the
paid at
fucking
all, Kylie.
champion.
She's gonna make Greg the. Oh my god! I swear to
I
God,
already know what's gonna happen.
I
There's
thought it
no
was gonna-
way.
I thought she was gonna put Fireball in the final four.
I'm sorry,
Alright,
Fireball. You get murdered. I will murder you on track. That's what will happen.
Here we go, my champion. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How ready?
It's Jared.
How ready are you for my champion?
I am very ready.
This guy is literally going to women.
Oh my god.
Greatest person in the entire
Caleb
world.
Marinelli.
The second coming of Jesus Christ himself.
Oh god.
Tony
Of
Stewart.
Jared Holmes.
Unbelievable.
Jared Holmes will have the power of Tony Stewart in his car. He will go to. Never mind, let's not put that in the podcast.
That just got right into the. Anyways.
Alright.
Did anyone notice that we just added Klaus Michelson as a ninth chase driver just for shits and giggles?
Oh yeah, I did that. I added that in. Carter puts in Klaus Michaels.
Guys, Benjamin Deloney is watching this. Hi.
All right,
Hi.
next.
You're inconsistent as hell.
Tanner's
Alright.
champion.
This is
Going to be Tanner
championship
Campos.
4 filled with rivalries and mixed emotions. But I feel like one person who has been very, very quiet lately and who has joined the club of champions is going to get another. Kill Marinelli is going to win it all.
Oh hell yeah! Oh man, y'all are gonna be so pissed if that happens. Y'all are gonna be so pissed because that's 2 Mystic Championships, baby.
That
Oh,
happens. I say we raid
There
Zach's
is a
house.
law that guarantees multiple Myst League championships. Or
The undisputed champion.
no, because then I would just be out of the MLNCS.
Yep, because I'll kill you.
I mean,
All right,
Now on to
Caleb,
Caleb.
ruined his
your
career.
champion.
You know, we got some interesting drivers here that have made it, that have fought all season long. We've had drivers move teams, we've had rivalries, we've had so much happen, but at the end of the day,
Tanner.
Kevin Grant. After getting his first win at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, he's going to go on the run of a lifetime.
gosh.
And Tanner Campos is going to be your Miller Lite NASCAR Cup Series champion. Go to hell! Oh my god.
What did he put?
Serbia.
Now we
But
got
no,
to
Tanner Campos is your champion.
Alright, for my champion, everyone fought long and hard. We got Brandon Allen in the final four here. He almost got a shot, but he's not winning it. Caleb ain't gonna win another Miss League championship unless something crazy happens. So now it's between Carter and Deloney. And you know what? Us Dakotans gotta stick together. Carter Jones is gonna win the championship.
That's sort of gay.
Carter Jones, NASCAR champion.
Okay, time to lose everyone other, my friend.
Oh, I know you're gonna do.
I know exactly what she's going to do.
So
I'm not gonna
let's
do
set the
this.
scene, you guys. We're
I'm not
on
gonna
the
do
final
this.
lap of the race.
Yep.
Oh my.
Greg Serbia is leading into the corner. But what's that? JD Bregler comes out of nowhere and wins. JD Bregler is your champion. Thank you. I'm
JD
JD Brayler takes
JD
it all.
Effin Bregler.
Alright, now we
If he wins the championship, you need to make merch that says the effing champion.
Effin.
need to get Zach's prediction. Zach, go ahead.
Yep,
You
Zach,
really
go
want
for
me
it.
to do this? You
Yeah.
really?
We know it's not rigged. We know it's not rigged. If someone says it's rigged, they're fucking stupid.
Alright. So, looking long... Okay, so these first five, I think, are all easily safe. So Deloney, Grant, Marinelli, Campos, and Jones, they're all gonna make
Kyle Larson is
Thank you. Thank you.
Kyler Scott, I think, is a no-brainer for the round of 12. Let's put Brandon Allen there as well.
The fact that he hasn't yelled yet is pretty hilarious.
Kylie is absolutely going to make it. The best average finish. There's just no way she doesn't make the round of 12.
Eric Almirola to the championship.
You spelled it wrong.
Almirola.
Let's put JD. Jared was 7th in points at the end of the regular season. He went on quite a run, and I think it continues into the round of 12 at least. Let's see here. Jean-Carl Urenda, I think, makes it. And then I'm gonna big shocker here. I'm gonna put Matthew Idle in the round as well.
my champion.
So
who gets a limit?
Justin
Raven.
Ricci, Greg Servia, and Patrick Roden are out in the round of 16. Raven is too inconsistent.
Wow.
Justin Ricci just doesn't have the playoff points, and Greg Servia and Patrick Roden have both of their problems. Let's see here. This one's gonna be another. This one I'm gonna have another shocker. Scotty's gonna make the round of 8.
Whoa.
Okay, why is this not working? There we go. Tanner, if he doesn't make the round of 8, that's what the fuck. Scotty makes it twice. Oh my god!
Scotty, round 8. The 8.
There we
Damn,
go.
you must really love Scotty.
Scotty was top 5 in points.
Is that a new ship?
He was fourth.
Do I get to write more fanfiction?
He was fourth in
Scotty
points. It was a bit
X
disrespectful to not put him in the round of 8.
I have him in around the 16. I never see him up there.
Carter.
Yeah.
Carter, let's put him in there.
So why did my food?
Jared, let's put him there as well. Let's put Kylie in the round of. Oh,
What? That's a stupid. That's stupid.
come on.
I have no hope for me. Why'd you do it?
Because you have the best average finish. Duh.
That's gay.
We're gonna put.
What if I don't want the
we're gonna
best average finish?
Oh my god. We're gonna put Jared in here.
Twice, baby. Let's go.
Oh shit.
Oh my.
You know what?
Why?
I just
Why'd you
realized I had to put
Dumbass.
Caleb in.
Dumbass.
Shut up, Caleb.
That's not nice, Caleb. I'll fight you.
Oh man, you're gonna get the
You're
ball.
already dead. And you got to find me an Amino coin.
Yeah, my latest
Let's
person
put
paid me
Gavin
20 million
Grant
coins.
in
That
here.
didn't hurt.
And Brandon Allen to the round of 8.
Benjamin Deloney.
Whoa,
This is the round.
Deloney. I mean, I was tempted to do that. Because he's extremely inconsistent. He finished 29th today.
Yeah, that was
Bradburn?
my thing with Benjamin Deloney. It's just the sheer amount of inconsistency.
Yorinda.
Yorenda's out and Idle's out. And now for my final 4. Kylie would have to win one of these races to make it, and that's exactly what she does.
Major sim.
Tanner absolutely makes it.
Sim.
Oh well, let's move on.
I just wanted to be the only guy that put a Toyota in the final 4.
I put Greg Serbia, excuse me?
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, that's a stupid.
You're just putting your team under in there before you leave.
Let's put Carter there. And
hey, the last one's already said.
You would think, Caleb, but here's the thing.
But no.
Everyone else said the N-word. So
Kyler Scott needs you for it.
Oh! No!
Final 4?
If fucking Kyler Scott makes it in, literally the worst curator on NASCAR Amino.
Damn.
He's listening.
I'm telling
And then the champion. These are the 4 most consistent drivers in the field, in my opinion. So it's good. So they're going to interchange the lead a lot.
I
I
choked
think.
on bread.
So I think for most of the race, it's going to be Kylie out front. I don't know where the Championship 4 race is at, by the way, because let me remind you guys, the Championship 4 race is decided by the Championship 4 drivers as to where it's at.
That's racist. It should be decided by Jared Holmes.
You make the final 4. You
Be a Championship 4 driver.
You know what we putting at Denver.
So we get our late race caution. So we get Kylie and Scotty starting 1-2, and they take each other out. So they're both out, and it's down to the 2 host mad drivers, Tanner and Carter.
Hopefully out for dinner first.
And then at the end of the day, in a photo finish,
Kyle Larson wins.
Carter
Jones is the LLNCS champion.
Too bad he ain't here to witness it.
Yeah, Carter, you stupid bitch.
Put you as the champion.
Dang.
And you put Patrick.
You looked and said, I'll be here in an hour.
Wow. I can't believe you put the G in the round of 8 times.
You don't care about us.
So Carter pulls an absolute Jimmy Johnson and wins the championship.
Now you know who's really going to win the championship.
Because say the M1CS is officially beat.
I mean, he doesn't know what happens that far away. If that all perfectly happens, he's gonna feel very, very bad. Now Carter can't win the championship. Thanks a lot, guys.
The only race so far where I know what happens is Richmond. That's as far as I am. I know what happens in Richmond.
Oh man.
I die. I die. I die.
Yes, you do.
So much confidence from Kylie Greer.
I don't have hope anymore.
Dang.
All right.
I have an announcement, and I'm going to ask Zach a question. Zach, I'm going to make the post immediately after this. Can I advertise it? A playoff thing? Can I advertise it in the M1CS chat?
Yes. All right. So this podcast has gone an insanely long time. We're going to take a look. We're gonna go straight into our Q&A now. So our Q&A will be about silly season, or actually, we're just gonna be about anything. Fuck it. There's only 5 of you left here anyway.
Yeah.
There's 6 now. You brought one back.
One from the dead.
You got 7 again. That's pretty hot.
Also,
Questions.
I think we would have. Never mind. I need to ask Zach this out of person. I mean, off the podcast before we officially announce it. Or fuck it, I know he won't care. I think maybe we should make a Dropbox for ideas for the podcast.
That sounds like a good idea, actually.
Yeah, so expect that this week too, where y'all can drop ideas you want to see.
Any questions?
Yeah, it can be literally anything. It can be about what's our favorite breed of dog.
Or which one of them? So Fireball asked for Jared, when will the predictor be open?
Tonight, like probably in about 30 minutes.
Nice.
According to how long the Q&A goes. But questions will be closed at 11:50. Give you 5 minutes to get your questions in.
Alright, so Kylie just put this in the chat, even though she could have asked this out in the open. Caleb.
Yeah.
When do you think Kyle Busch will win, and where? If he wins at all this season.
I mean, like, when's the next time he wins, or like, where is the place that he's going to win this season? Because I think he wins multiple races.
Yeah, what's his first win going to be at this season?
First win gonna occur at.
He's going to win at Kentucky.
Oh.
He's won there in the past. He'll win at Kentucky. He'll win the Bristol night race. He'll win the All-Star race. And he's still a championship contender. Alright. Oh, it's just because Justin Haley's in it. In the absolute piece of garbage ride that is the Spire Motorsports number 77 car.
Fucking excuse me. You really want to go, Caleb?
Yes.
Alright,
Go.
next question. Will Ryan Newman win the Brickyard 400 next week? Or just who will win the Brickyard 400 next week? Let's go to Seth, are you here?
Casey Kane.
Oh, he's not even in the race.
Bacon's not here, so Caleb.
Caleb, go. Caleb, who wins the Brickyard?
Oh, who wins the Brickyard 400? Matt Benedetto.
Oh, Carter would love that prediction.
I know, that's why I brought it up. I'm like, oh, maybe.
Jared?
I think there's this one driver that's a rookie. He should have won yesterday, should have won today.
We all know you're going to say Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell, CB95, absolutely dominates, leads every single lap. Second place is minus 19 laps down.
Alright, Kylie.
Do I hear a Seth?
No, he's not back.
He's dead.
No, he just unmuted for a second.
Yes, I am. I'm here. Sorry.
Alright, so who wins the Brickyard?
Oh, for tomorrow. Oh, for next week.
Next week.
I'd have to say my guess would probably be. At this point, I think Kyle Busch is going to win it again. At this point. I feel like he's finally going to get off that slump.
Spicy. Kylie, who wins the Brickyard?
Alex Bowman.
Yeah!
Oh man. Major
Tanner.
sim. Oh,
Tanner,
I always simp though.
I'd say Joey Logano wins the Brickyard 400. He's been so close the last few years, and I feel like he can finally get it.
God, I would never
trying to
visit the
kill
racetrack
Scream.
again.
I'll say William Byron wins the Brickyard 400.
Whoa,
That's hilarious.
stupid.
Real funny.
you're
No,
hilarious.
hear me out. Hear me out. William Byron was great in the Brickyard 400 last year. He started towards the back, worked his way into the top 5. I think this year he starts towards the front and he finishes up front.
Now it'd be something.
You know, I think this dude's going to win.
Who is that?
Carter. I think we have
That's
I think we have the winner of the Brickyard right here. Tanner Campos.
Sure, I want it.
You do? Hey, I actually kissed the brick, so really I'm the only winner here.
I kissed the. Excuse me.
You
I
never
kissed
won.
the.
Oh, that's right, you did too.
Brickyard or any league.
Yeah.
Tanner, you need to find a brick and you need to
Or
go
this
kiss
dude
it
will win.
on the
I will find a
podcast
brick.
right now. You
Well,
need to
it's
go find a
dark
brick
outside.
right now
I'll
and
probably
kiss
have to post it on Amino tomorrow whenever I get a chance.
it. Yes. You need to go kiss a brick.
You know what? I
If I find a
have
brick,
the
I'll kiss
real
it and post it
winner.
on Amino.
I have the picture of the real winner right here. You guys want to see it?
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, God. I know what this is going to be.
What a winner. Now that's a faceable winner.
Zach Stern will win Indianapolis.
And his face.
Oh, and he falls off the fence trying to climb the fence. What a fat at! Never.
Well, you making fun
Or
of
this
Tony?
one will win.
Get that off! No. I'm focusing on my own face because I am not showing that.
Now that
Oh,
I'm
that got burned to the
here, my job
podcast.
is done.
Wait, the podcast is still going on? Wait, oh. I kind of...
Speaking, the questions kind of went over. Sorry, 10:51.
There was one that we got. Okay. There's one more that we got in, and it's from Fireball. Jared, you poked the bear and you got it. What is everyone's favorite dog breed?
I don't know. I hate dogs.
Well, you go to hell.
Don't you
I
know?
hate dogs too. I have this really annoying one that really sucks.
Dang.
I need to find the name of my dog breed.
My favorite breed of dog is French
Oh.
Mastiff.
German
I
Shepherd.
don't know.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. I'm sure mine is obvious. I have 3 beagles.
Tanner.
Beagle's good.
Terrier.
All right, and that will close out this week's podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We are gonna peace out and see you next week. Good night.
Fly away.
Bye!
See y'all later.